it might be praise I am. Hello? Praise?
Cheers! Cheers! Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear.
Yeah.
I'll give you the sign of the cross, all right?
How are you, Praise?
Hanging in there. How about you guys?
Oh,
Yeah,
What's the new drama?
Yeah,
Dave,
well, it's laughable, yeah.
Dave doesn't love us anymore for some reason.
Oh, yeah.
I don't even know why. I've been off YouTube for 2 days.
Well, he's angry with Orlando Fellowship Bible thingy. Fellowship Bible Church Orlando. I wasn't. All I said to Dave was, and I wasn't being snotty, I said, they don't care, Dave. Because Dave was going on about not being allowed to comment in their side chat. I said, well, they don't care. And they don't, obviously.
Right.
And then I said to him, well, not said, but I said it in the side chat, grow a carapace, Dave. A thicker shell.
Oh.
So, I mean, why would he care what a bunch of faggots say?
Right.
If that's what they are, I mean, I don't know.
Good point.
Well, he calls them kissy boys. Well, if a bunch of kissy boys, grown men kissing each other.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Well, that's all. What do they call them again? Oh, the link's in the side chat anyway. I'll put it in
I thought that was all right. Their theology, anyway, personally.
Well, I haven't got any beef with them,
to be honest.
So that's the way it is. What else was he saying to us? Oh, we're all shit because we're English.
Well, he said I'm anti-American. I've never said anything anti-American ever. So I don't know where he's got that.
No, you've never been anti. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, I've never. Most of my YouTube friends are American. You know,
American in my studio right now.
Yeah.
I don't hate all Americans. I just
sorry. Hashtag blame Bill. Yeah, might as well.
Hey, Bill, do you have an email? Because I'd like to email you about something, but I know it'd be privately if you wanted to.
I can do it in here. You can see the private chat, can you?
Yeah.
I'll type it in for you. So
I appreciate that.
Oh. Is it about me, Praise?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
It's always about Bob. Just kidding. No, it's not about you, Bob, for sure.
Yeah. So I'm just making sure I've spelled it right. Let me put my glasses on because.
Yeah.
I like a lot of Americans, me, Praise. Just some of them I find really annoying, and it just gets me hackles up, you know. Well, I mean, I watch a lot of Americans rescuing animals and doing stuff out in the country. You know, I mean, there's a video here on. I love the Americans over there that are so kind in helping other people. But when it comes to YouTube Christians, they're annoying.
Yeah, exactly. They are.
Well, I mean, I know I'm annoying sometimes, Praise. I've never hated you.
You're never annoying. You're just grumpy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Climate change, my fault as well. Yeah. Yeah, my fault. Everything's my fault. So tomato shortages won't be my fault because I'm growing loads this year, so I'm not going to have a shortage of tomatoes.
Dave's not helping himself. I mean, the way he was talking to Kevin this morning, UK time, that doesn't look good.
It's just off the wall stuff about worshiping the KJV or something, and it's so weird.
Yeah, and he starts saying stuff about God that I've never heard any Christian that I've ever met face to face that would even dream or even think of saying stuff like that.
Right.
Ever. Because we're talking about the Almighty God, you know, I mean, F him, F that, F the other. No, it's a problem.
I mean, Dave is a troll, though, you guys. You know that.
I know that. Yeah, I know that. I know that.
I'm not sure what a troll is these days.
Well, it takes one to know one, doesn't it, you see? So, not that I'm saying I'm a troll. I'm a troll of justice. There's difference. I'm not a bad troll. You get bad trolls, like Basement and Fro and Ronan. These are bad, evil trolls.
Indeed.
Yeah, I'm not. I just like to have fun. In actual fact, I'm not really a troll because I'm honest. When I make a stock account, I make it so obvious it's me.
Yeah.
I even tell people it's me. I even tell people it's me because it's fun. I do these things for fun.
Yep.
There's no malice. There's no malice in what I do. It's stupid.
Is Pulp Socks yours, Bill, is it?
No. I've got someone thought it was, but no. See, if you ask me a stock account, if that's mine, I will tell you if it's mine, and that I always have because it's funny. That's why I like to get people guessing. But if you guess one and say, is that you? I'll tell you honestly, that's not me as well. I'm also not the loving Christian.
Are you streaming
Apparently, the loving Christian is not Thick Shades either, so I don't know who that is. Is it Andy, maybe? I don't know.
No, there's three Colonel Casper accounts that I know of. Yeah. I mean, loving Christian. Yeah. One I'm not going to mention because I know who it is, and they're funny. They're just a comedian. One is Basement Dweller, and he's a nasty shit. And the other one used to be Thick Shades.
Not you, Steve?
Yes, me.
Oh. Messianic believer here, praise. Christian brother. Just happens to be Jewish.
How you doing, Bill?
Right, I'm good. All you? And you?
And this is
Doing
praise.
good, doing good.
You know praise, don't you, Steve?
Yes, I've been on his channel a few times.
Oh, wow.
I was looking. I didn't really say much in chat, though.
Oh, okay.
You haven't had a stream for a couple of nights, though, Praise.
Yeah, I was like really trying to do some good research and for my debate last night, and it all came out. And I thought it went pretty good. I feel, but yeah, I don't know.
Well, that was against what's his name, the atheist bloke, wasn't it?
Mark
Mark something. Yeah.
Mark Reed, is it? Is it Mark
Yep,
Reed?
Mark Reed. Yep.
All right.
Oh, that's a question I wanted to ask you, praise. Why do Christians use moral argument for God when I know it sounds like argument from silence or something? Why don't they use the argument of righteousness of God or holiness rather than morality, which is a word that's not in Scripture?
Well, so when we say morality, it encompasses all of all his traits of morals, like goodness, righteous, justness. It covers the whole ground. Yeah.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yep. It's one of the most persuasive arguments, I think, out there.
Oh, can you make a comment in the side chat so I can give you a spanner thingy?
Yeah, man, I appreciate that.
Yeah, managing so you can time out moderators and whatever. I've given Olive and Sparrow moderator manager spanners.
There we go.
I haven't blocked you. I can't see your comment. Oh, hold on. Let me just refresh my tab.
I love that picture.
I said Bogey Ronan.
I can't
He
see a
is-
comment.
Yeah, he's such a sycophant for this Kenny Rhodes and these other idiots. Like, he's such a puppet.
Well, no, it's embarrassing. He's obsessed with Smokey.
He is. And he's going to have another stream coming up from old Smokey moments. I mean, does he worship the smokester or God?
Well, yeah. I think Smoke's Dizzy's God.
Yeah. Certainly appears that way.
I can't see a comment praising there. Don't know why.
Let's see. Let me try to put another one out there.
You're not blocked on my channel, Praise. I double checked 2 or 3 times the other day.
All right, put another one there.
No. Oh, well. It's not in the side chart.
Yeah, my comments are disappearing. That is weird.
I can't see anybody timing.
No,
Nobody's looking.
no, because I can't see it in the inside either.
Oh well. If you comment on my channel later, Praise. Oh, here's Erica.
Weird.
Erica. Yeah.
Good to see you, sis.
So was that debate last night on SFTs? Was it?
Yeah.
Oh, I haven't got round to seeing it yet because I've literally been off the tubes for 2 days, and I've got lots of catching up to do. So I'll get round to watching that. I will.
Yeah, let me know what you think about it. And like, if you need any clarification, I'm glad to help. If you want to, like, what does that mean or anything, let me know and I'll help you out there.
Yeah, I'll have a watch. I'll have a watch when I get up in the morning. I'll have my egg and bacon, and I'll watch it.
Awesome. I want to go live tonight, but SFT needs me for a moderator. He's going to debate Grayson tonight on evolution.
Oh.
What's that? Is that on his channel? Is it?
Yeah. Yep.
I'm still waiting for Andy and Veckel to sort of time out because I thought I was going to moderate on my channel about universalism.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Wow, that would be an awesome debate to watch. I'd love that.
Yeah, I just need one of them to get back to me or let us know, and I can set one up.
In fact, I'll email Veckel. I have his email. Do you want? I don't think Veckel would care if I gave you his email. Do you have that, Bill? Or
well, no, but you can always pass. You can email him and just pass my email to him. Just to get back to us and find out, what's going on. Because I can get hold of Andy my end because he's on Facebook, but Veckel I can't. You see.
Yeah, I'll definitely do that.
Yeah, that'd be a good. I reckon that'd be a good little conversation.
Yeah, and like kind of hash things out.
Yeah.
Yeah, so some people, I think they're malicious type of smearing, and me and Olive have been doxxed like several times. Like, I think there should be some repercussions for that for this certain person. I think you know who I'm talking about, Bill.
I know exactly who you're talking about, and I know exactly where all the info comes from. The same person who's doxed just about everyone I know.
Yeah, he's malicious. He has no heart. He's a heartless he's a scumbag, spineless scumbag. And
and they've lifted all. Like I said, you probably noticed they lifted all my private photos. They
wow.
sent it off to Mr. Dweller of Basements, and then he made the video with pictures of my daughter and stuff like that. That's on a personal Facebook account. The only way you could got them pictures is if at one time you was a friend of mine on Facebook, and the only person out of any of them I even know was Mr. Potato. So he's lifted them pictures, sent them to Dweller of Basements, and the rest is history.
Wow, I can't. Yeah, he's a disgusting little rat, and I hope he gets flushed out someday. And
I just like I said, I was a little bit disappointed that Kevin and Graham suffered both Fro and Ryan recently. I'm really disappointed about that.
Well, it's like they're all gaining up together now. So Ryan is actually a friend of Smokey now, and because like he's in their group now with Basement Dweller and some others. So it's like it's sort of like the Bedfellows. It's sort of like a mysterious Bedfellows come together.
Yeah, so you're almost like a covenant of hate.
Yep. And Ryan's all up in my art, in my stuff too now. Like you're talking to Bill now, and like I'm secretly plotting against him because I don't hate you, Bill, or something like that. It's so disgusting, these people.
Yeah. He's never going to stop. God's going to have to shut him up at some point, or as Revelation says, he is wicked. Let him be wicked still. Just let him carry on, because these people honestly have got a seared conscience. They have no care nor concern for anyone but self.
Yeah, they're very hateful, and they're malicious, hateful, dark people, self-righteous, judgmental, and what I don't like about it is they're sneaky behind the scenes when they're doing it. Well, they won't come to your face and do it. They have to do it behind the scenes. So it just shows you how much cowards they really are, these people.
Well, yeah. You know what Proverbs calls people that sow discord? An abomination.
Yeah.
And they
indeed
do. They sow discord. They shed innocent blood, i.e., railing accusations against innocent people, making up all sorts of stories. And like I said, the stories he's come out with, like I'm a escapee mental patient, alcoholic, flipping, you name it, I'm it, according to him.
Yeah. There's some shady characters on YouTube. I don't think these people would actually exist in society because they have to hide. Basement Dweller's name is fitting. I think that's where he hides out at.
Well, yeah. In real life, he'd be in a coma still.
Exactly. Yeah, he wouldn't do that knowing people know where he is. Just imagine if people figured that out.
Yeah, get a visit or two, I'll tell you. But other than that, I have been busy. uploaded one of the epic shorts yesterday. So working on a new series for me epics.
I think I saw that. That was a beautiful little piece there. I think, I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, that was. I did make one mistake because I set it when I uploaded it. I set it for dark mode. If you've got a dark browser,
yeah,
you can see it nice and clear. But if you've got a normal browser, it's hard to work out what it's saying. So, part 2, because I'm doing 7 parts. Part 2, I'm going to get rid of that effect. Keep all the others, but I'll get rid of that effect so you can see it on all browsers.
Oh wow, that'll be cool to look at that. But yeah, Bob, it's good to see you, man, and glad to have you in the chat too and stuff. And you like moderate because you like keep the trolls and rats out of there. So I appreciate that.
Thanks for coming over, Craig. If you want any of those videos deleting with yours, what I've tagged you in, just let me know. I'll either make them private or unlisted or whatever.
Oh, no big deal, man. Yeah, it's fine. It's it's cool.
It wasn't done out of vindictive nastiness. It was just me.
No, I know.
I like Olive and Sparrow when they come over.
Yeah, they love you too, Bob. And yeah, it's cool. You guys are all getting to know each other better, I think, a little bit, and just keep moving forward.
Yeah. I'm sick of recording stuff anyway, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Well, I got to hit the road, guys. It was great talking with you, Bill and Bob, and also Isaiah.
Yeah.
Well, look after yourself, Praise. Look after yourself.
Yeah.
Praise, nice seeing you. I'll stop by your chat, and I promise I'll say something this time.
Awesome, man. I look forward to that. Take care, guys.
Oh, here's Conrad.
Conrad's in the house.
Hello. Praise is gone now, unfortunately.
He's gone. He's gone.
I don't know whether to delete this stream or not, because I said some stuff on here that...
Well, just edit that bit out or something.
Yeah.
So sometimes that's a pain. It can be a pain.
But I've got to tell you, Bill, once somebody makes a spot like he did, there's just no way I can ever respect or even make any attempt at sort of trying to trust him at all.
Yeah.
He's actually threatened to try and get me put back in jail.
I don't even know. Like I said, honestly, as you know, genuine sincerity. I had 2 days off, come back, and then I'm the worst thing since.
I never mentioned you to him, Bill. I never mentioned you.
Yeah, well, I know that.
Here's Ted. I listened to your video, Ted, on italics. It's usually pronouns and verbs as well. There are quite a few other instances, but I mean, that pretty much covered it, really, generally. The majority, I suppose, yeah. Yeah.
Right, we're back. I'm going to go for a wee.
All right. So, Steve, what's been going on with you? You all right?
Yeah, I'm doing good. I just got home a little while ago. I started work at 4 this morning.
All right. Well, you had to get up at 4 in the morning to start work, or?
No, I got to be there at 4.
All right.
So I get up around 2:30, and I'm usually there about 10 minutes, quarter till.
Oh, it doesn't take you long to get there. Oh, that's all right then, isn't it?
No, it's only about a maybe 20-minute drive.
Right.
Yeah, so I know we got something set up with Jeff for the first.
Oh, yeah.
Do you guys have any idea what kind of a Bible study you want to do? What you want to study, or?
I'll let Jeff decide that, or you. I don't mind.
Yeah, let's let Jeff do it.
It's a case of because he's in Eastern Canada. I don't know what time would be best, so he'd have to comment on my channel. I've tagged him on that which stream I've set up for Saturday. I'm visiting my mum Saturday, so I'll be back by 6 p.m, 6:30 p.m. So that might be about dinner time where he is, where you are on Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll stream at 2 o'clock in the morning if I have to. I don't mind.
Yeah.
If somebody lets me know what time UK, London, GMT, I'll set it. I'll start streaming then.
Yeah, I think my phone, the way it's set up, shows the time that you're coming on in my time.
Right.
Like I've seen some streams that just said that it was going to be at 3 p.m. So I think that's my time.
Yeah. Oh, you must be about 7 hours behind then, because you're on the west coast, aren't you?
Yeah.
Near enough.
Yeah. So I wasn't sure, Bob. I'm just gonna make a joke. Wasn't sure if you were going to let me in because I'm American.
All right, yeah. Well, I don't hate all. I mean, it would be ridiculous for me to say I hate all Americans because I don't.
And I let me say this. I saw the video that you put up earlier, and about what Dave said, and he said all these people hating on Americans and stuff. That's nothing new. I mean, there's people that say things about the UK, Spain, Poland, Germany, all this other stuff. If you're going to take it personally,
well, according to him, he said something about, I've got it on my channel anyway, about the Constitution. He thinks everybody who doesn't believe in the Constitution should be taken out and shot. Something like that.
oh, that's a little extreme.
Yeah, so I told him, I said something along the lines of, I'm sure I would have said something like, well, you can stuff your Constitution, because your Constitution isn't doing you much good over there.
Mm-hmm.
Is it? I mean, gun rights and all the other stuff. The police don't give a stuff about your rights, so they obviously don't give a stuff about the Constitution either.
Yeah, and we just had about a day or two, another school shooting.
Yes, I know, I saw that. I mean, the police there were rubbish. I mean, there was people in the side chat on Book Chapter Verse. He was showing that video. I thought there's something dodgy about that situation, actually. Because when that cop turned up in that room and shot him, told him to stop moving, he was already in a mangled-looking state on the floor, and there was somebody on the other side of the room who'd already popped a couple of rounds in.
Yeah.
So him popping another couple of rounds in was totally unnecessary. They're rubbish. And he was told right at the beginning, he's upstairs. So what does he do? He searches all downstairs first. He could have guarded the downstairs till he got to the bottom of the stairwell and then gone up.
Yeah.
He could have been there in less than a minute. Pop, 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 gone. Rubbish. They were rubbish.
No, it wasn't the first time. Won't be the last time, unfortunately.
No, if the police turn up at your house, hide your dog. Because they'll shoot that as well, won't they?
Yeah.
Anyway,
I am looking forward to you, me, and Jeff. Maybe Bill can get in on it, and I don't know if you can get a hold of Frank.
Oh,
What's
Frank
this?
might.
What's this? What have I missed? What have I missed?
I think you've talked to AB Maritime Bible Reader before, haven't you, Bill? Jeff?
I'm not sure. Have I?
From
I've spoken
Canada.
to Frank. I spoke to Frank.
Yeah, because every Maritime Bible Believer was sort of part of the Brian Denlinger crew. He got kicked in the teeth by Aaron Deering.
Oh, right.
Yeah. You'll remember when he comes in, Bill.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Bill, we're going to have a kind of like a little Bible study on the 1st.
All right.
And if you'd like to join in, please do.
All right. So what channel's that on?
Mine.
It's going to be on Bob's.
Oh, it's got to be here. Oh, right. Okay, then. All right. Any idea what the Bible study's on?
I was just going to ask. If you ask Jeff, Steve.
Yeah.
You can let us know, and then, we can all...
Yeah, we'll coordinate stuff. I'm sure we can coordinate stuff.
I mean, I'd rather do, some Bible reading and Bible study than, the crap that's usually on YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, hang on.
So, Bob, I heard you were doing the job search earlier. Any luck?
Yeah. No, not really. I'm too old. I mean, I'm 63. Who's going to employ me?
Well, I'm 58. I'm employed.
I'm just going to give you a spanner, Ted. Managing moderator. Can you make a comment and let us know that so I can see a blue spanner next to you?
I'd employ you if I had a tobacco farm.
Yeah, he's the managing moderator now. Are you there, Ted? I know there's 11 watching, but I can't see many coming in and commenting.
Jesuit infiltrators.
Them Jesuits are everywhere.
There it is. Yeah,
I was actually, honestly, I was called a Jesuit infiltrator. I even made a whole series of videos pretending to be a Jesuit. That's how much I was called a Jesuit.
Yeah, well, then you're in our club too as well.
But yeah, it looks like it, yeah.
So Bill, I'm a Jewish, Catholic, Jesuit, heretic, scumbucket, moron.
Yeah, so you're catching up to me because I'm a Gentile, Jesuit, unsaved, demon possessed scumbucket. I think I'm possessed over.
Oh, I forgot I'm demonic too. Got that one.
Oh yeah, we're on par then. We're on par.
Yeah.
Oh, hang on. I'm an escapee from the mental asylum as well.
I'm the Jesuit provincial, so you might be getting a pay cut, Bill, because you don't do much for your money.
Well, I'm not. I've been failing recently. I must admit, I've been failing.
Yeah,
The
failing.
infiltrations haven't gone well.
Yeah. Oh.
In actual fact, I've been doing the opposite. I brought shame to myself by complaining about people changing the Bible and removing italics. So that means I actually become anti-Jesuit.
Yeah. Why does Graham keep doing that? I don't understand.
I don't understand it either. I mean, if you take out stuff from the KJV, why do you use that version?
Yeah.
If you understand if you understand what I mean.
Yeah.
And then he changes it and says, well, that word doesn't really mean that, it means this. Or they made a mistake in the translation and the word should actually be that, because the thing was the other day, it was on the 10 Commandments. And where it says in the 10 Commandments, thou shalt not kill. And he said, well, the word isn't kill, it's murder. Well, the word in Hebrew does mean kill.
Yeah.
It also means murder. So it is correct.
Yeah, it doesn't say you must not. It says do not. They're commands, not formal requests.
But you know, I'm not that intelligent, so I don't know.
Well, I'm not as well apparently, so don't worry. Yeah, I'm being pro-American now, so there's no way Dave can say I'm anti-American. Look, I've got a Sherman tank with an oversized General Patton sitting on the tank. How can he say I don't like America? Look at that.
Yeah. Have you got a garden over you, Steve?
Yeah, I do. I grow my own vegetables. I have some corn growing. I have some tomatoes, lettuce,
Yeah.
I can't remember the other. I don't have like a big lot. I don't have a. I'm not a denlinger. I don't have like acres and acres of land.
Have you
But
got
I have enough to put some fresh veggies on the table.
have you any chicken?
No.
Oh,
You've got to get chickens. You've got to get chickens next.
Well, we're in the city limits here in Phoenix. We're not allowed to have livestock.
Oh, really? What? Oh, that's bad, isn't it?
Yeah.
I thought you was out in the middle of nowhere, Steve.
No. I'm in a suburb, Scottsdale, right outside of Phoenix.
Oh, right. Oh, Scottsdale.
Oh, I'm still waiting because I've been getting eggs off my chickens for years, but I'm still waiting to milk them, so I want to get some chicken cheese.
Oh yeah, that sounds delicious.
That's rare. That's rare, but I'm still waiting and praying.
Well, when you do, you got to send me some.
Well, yeah, I'll be a multi-millionaire if I get some, I'll tell you. The only chickens in the world were udders. Can you imagine that?
Oh, it looks like a nice
Yeah, but
place.
my wife is a teacher. She teaches special ed, and one of the cleaning ladies at the school lives out in the country, and she has chickens, and she sells us eggs for probably half the price that they cost at the store.
That's good. That's good.
They're a little weird looking. Like there's some that are light pink and blue.
Yeah, proper breeds. Because I think in Britain, most of our eggs are brown, and in America, most are white because of the breeds they predominantly use. But I've had chickens that lay blue eggs, green eggs, speckled eggs, black eggs. And
Yeah.
I mean, all sorts of colours. But the ones we've got at the moment are just like, your traditional kind of brown eggs.
Yeah, because when I saw like the blue eggs and the speckled eggs, I was like, what the hell is this? But I mean, they're huge. Because she doesn't keep her chickens in pens. They walk around her farm.
Yeah,
and she feeds them organic food.
Yeah, same here. You got to feed your chickens well because you're eating what they're laying, so you don't want any rubbish, do you?
Yeah.
I was normally kind of free range in the garden, but because we're under this so-called bird influenza that doesn't even kill the chickens, we've had so far our chickens have been locked away in their little pen for about 5 months now. Poor things.
Yeah, I heard about that. That's a big thing. That's a big thing here. Is the avian flu?
Yeah. But the nonsense is, it's a bit like the human flu. It doesn't wipe out and kill the chickens. So they just massacre them because they have this so-called avian flu, and they don't need to. It's a nonsense. It's basically the truth. Let's be honest. The truth of the matter is if a chicken gets avian flu, it's not laying eggs for a couple of weeks. Hence, it's unproductive. Hence, just kill it and lock down all the chickens, especially the ones that are producing regularly. It's all down to money. It's not actually down to welfare of the poor little creatures at all.
Yeah. There's a place here called Hickman Farms, and some of their chickens got that flu, and they wound up killing like thousands of them.
Yeah, and to me that's immoral because it doesn't 99 times out of 100 it doesn't harm the chicken. It's just like us getting a cold or flu. The reason they kill them and cull them is because they're not laying eggs or they're not putting on meat gain if they're a meat bird for about 2-3 weeks, and it's all down to fiscal, you know, reasons really. Nothing to do with welfare or contamination. It's just fiscal. It really is 100% fiscal.
Yeah.
That's wrong. That's wrong. You know, I said I'm a meat eater. I'm an avid meat eater. You know, any meat put in front of me, I'll eat. But I do like the little creatures to be treated well while they're alive, and I don't like waste of meat. I don't like people buying, you know, meat and then not eating it and throwing it in the bin. Maybe it's old-fashioned, but you know, if something's lived and it's had to die so I can live, you know, I'll make sure I eat every little bit of it.
Yeah.
Because you do see it, don't you? You see, like, people, you know, they go to town, you know, they go to KFC, you know, buy a bucket, eat about 3 bits and chuck the rest in the bin. You think, flipping that's wrong to me.
Yeah.
But old generation, I suppose, like you and Bob, you know, I remember when I was a kid, you know, you ate what you was given because you ain't getting anything else.
Yeah.
Exactly. And you didn't get much.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I don't know about you. I don't know about you guys, but I grew up kind of poor.
Yeah, we did. No, yeah, we did as well. You know, we've done the best we could, Mum and Dad, obviously, but yeah, if you had your plate there, you ate every little bit because you weren't getting nothing to the next day. So there certainly weren't wastage anyway. In our house.
Now that was the number one rule in our house. You don't waste food.
Yeah, and on the rare occasions, which was generally only like a Sunday and maybe sometimes on a special occasion, we'd have pudding. And obviously we weren't allowed no pudding unless we had every little bit of dinner.
Yeah, we used to take the leftover like chicken bones and, you know, meat and fat and boil it in water and make chicken stock out of it.
Yeah, we do that as well still now.
And it's good stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, especially if you get them bones, like if you've had a chicken or something for, you know, a Sunday meal, you know, keep obviously the carcass, you know, whack the bones a few times, you know, with a mallet, chuck it in a nice big pot, boil it for a few hours, and you're getting lovely stock and all the marrow bone and everything.
Yeah, you add in some maybe some celery or carrots.
Yeah. And you get a nice chicken broth, chicken and vegetable broth. Well, I deliberately try, you know, when I save a carcass, I break as many bones as possible because all the marrow is in there, and that's really good for you.
Yeah. Well, we save the chicken eggs and we put it in the barrel for the fertilizer.
Yeah, same here.
And mix it in, and we add it on top of the soil for our vegetables. So nothing goes to waste.
That's exactly the same here. Absolutely. Yeah, and any leftovers we do got, as long as it's not meat, you know, certain vegetables and vegetable peelings, we save up for a few days, boil it up, mash it up, and that's 2 days chicken food right there.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Then what you don't, we do exactly what you say. You know, any eggshells, anything else that the chickens, you know, are not over keen on, straight in the compost bin. You know, heating up, ready for springtime.
Oh,
How goes the tobacco growing, Bill? But the seedlings are coming on. I've got them indoors because obviously it's not warm over here at the moment still. But they're certainly popping up. I've got a few hundred seedlings pop up. So not so many of the Havanas, but the Virginia, most of them seedlings are popped up nice. So God willing,
Yeah.
they keep doing their thing, and I'll have a nice harvest this year.
I think you said the other day you grow some Cuban too.
Well, yeah. But this year, the only one that's come up so far is the Virginia.
I've just
Ah,
posted the
nice.
link. I've just posted the link in the side chat. If somebody can copy paste it, because Dave won't see the link if he's watching.
All right, I can do that.
And then he can grab the. He's probably blocked you as well, Bill.
All right.
But anybody, just post it, and then Dave can come in, and then I can ban him. And he's permanent because I don't know if you would agree, Steve. I don't want to put you on a spot, but Dave was threatening to try and get me put back in jail somehow. He's going to do the dirt. So as far as I'm concerned, he's the lowest form of shit on this earth.
Yeah.
That's what it is. That's it. Done.
Was it not
I'm concerned if he can say it, he can do it.
There was a comment made. I think it was on Praise's channel. No, it was Kevin's. Some woman named Kiki, Kiki, said that she's been following Dave for years, and she said he used to be a Luciferian and Satanist and used to have all these atheists and stuff. I'll have to go back in and take a Photoshop of it, and I'll send it to you.
You sure it wasn't Candice?
What was that?
Are you sure the name wasn't Candice? It used to be a Luciferian.
I think she said her name was Kiki, but it wasn't the name that was in the chat. But I'll take a screenshot of it and send it to you.
Oh, all right.
I thought Candice was like a JW or Mormon, weren't she, or something?
I can't remember. I know she says that she's spiritual police.
Yeah.
And that's misunderstood, of course, by everybody. I don't know. I mean, it's Dave trying to say I hate Candice. I just think she's a very stupid woman. That's it. That's all. No hate there. Okay, I'm a bit of a grumpy git.
You are a grumpy git sometimes, yeah.
Yeah.
You, Bob? No.
Well, I mean, some people, I think there's a certain amount of truth to that. Maybe more than I probably admit to. But I mean, I don't go around trying to cause trouble. I don't think so. I mean, I said to Dave, look, those people in that Orlando Bible Fellowships, blah, blah, they don't care whether you can comment in the side chat or not. Dave thinks they're a bunch of kissy boys. Why does he care whether he can comment on their channel or not? I mean, and then I said to Dave in the side chat, grow a carapace, get a thicker shell.
Exactly, yeah.
That's all.
I gotta tell you and Bill, and this is just my opinion. I've always had a bad feeling about Dave. It was just something in my gut that something just didn't sit right.
Yeah, but anyway, I don't know, mate. Yeah. I'm not sure I'm going to keep this stream up. I probably will make it private at the end, and I'll edit it. But I think Dave probably recorded it anyway, so do your worst, Dave. I don't give a stuff. I'm too old.
Like a week ago, he was in your chat, Bob, and he said, "Oh, I love Bob and I respect Bob, and whoever Bob has come into his channel is okay for me because I respect Bob." And then like 10, 15 minutes later, when that guy Eric Reinhardt came in and some other guy came in, he went off on a tangent calling people effing this and effing P's and stuff like that. And you've had that thing up on your channel where don't curse or swear on my channel.
Oh yeah, I don't want
So
to.
how are you going to say that you respect Bob and his channel, and then start calling people vile, disgusting names like that?
Yeah, I try to keep to that. Generally, people do respect that. I'm not a snowflake. I've heard all the nastiness I ever want to. I really don't need it in my channel.
Yeah. I mean, it bothers me too. I mean, you can, like you said, I'm not a snowflake either. You can use the occasional F-bomb or something like that, but if it's going to come out of your mouth every other word.
Yeah.
There's better ways to express yourself.
Yeah, there is. I mean, we're not snobby or anything. I mean, but Bill has said nothing amiss to Dave at all.
No, I don't even know why. I still don't even know why. Oh, look,
Why did he go off on you, Bill?
apparently anti-American, and I thought, come on, General Patton sitting on a tank as my main screen right now. How's that anti-American? If I was anti-American, I'd have like, I don't know, a Chinese flag or a Chinese tank or something, wouldn't I?
Yeah, like I said, I'm an American. I'm not that thin-skinned. People say stuff about the UK. People say stuff about other countries, but I'm not that thin-skinned that you can't criticize my country. Because I know my country's not perfect.
Yeah, I criticise my country more than any country. I do. But again, it's always, when I speak of my country in a good term, it's the silent majority, like the same as in America. There's a silent majority. It's the minorities that spoil every time.
Yeah.
And they usually put that word into the word country, don't they?
Yeah.
Or Scunthorpe.
Like you think in America, you think of the hundreds of thousands of churches, chapels, fellowships in America, and what is usually highlighted? The nut jobs. Yeah. What about the 99% of the Christians in Britain and America and probably other places that just want to get on and be about the Father's business, have some fellowship, quietly doing their own thing? So they're never included. There's always highlighting the nut jobs, either the extremities, the extreme liberals that anything goes, or like the old Stephen Anderson, like eternal firmness, kill everyone. Always the extreme. But most Christians ain't like that. I'm not like that. Most Christians ain't like that. We just want to get the gospel out, have a little bit of fellowship, talk about the Bible, and get on with our lives.
Exactly, yeah. Oh, Bob, I heard you were talking. I don't know if he was here or not, Ben.
Oh, yeah. He might have been. Yeah.
I subbed to his channel and I shared some of my favorite Bible verses with him, and he actually posted one, which was Galatians 2:20.
Oh yeah, I was around his channel this morning having a look. He's going on about that Trinity image again, or at least he was a couple of days ago. I think he might have deleted.
I don't know what's the problem with that. I don't know why people get hung up on that.
Well, it's that image of, like there's three people there.
Yeah.
Oh, symbol of a dove and all that sort of thing. You know, that's not my cup of tea, you know. But
well, we've already done that. We've done that to death. Like the Christians, early church Ichthus used a fish. All right. So the Christians knew the Ichthus symbol of the fish was the way, i.e., Christ is the way. But 2,000 years before Ichthus, you had the Dagon fish. So,
Bill, sorry, is G.O.B. Do you know him?
I've seen him on News Unit's channel a few times. But the point I'm making is a symbol.
Yeah, sorry.
It's the meaning behind a symbol which matters. You know, if you have a fish and you see that symbol of Ichthus, you know that's speaking of Christ being the way and encouraging us to be fishers of men. But you obviously know the difference between the Christian fish symbol and the one that was before it, the Dagon fish symbol, which was pagan. And this this is where it gets silly. Just because I have a triqua, it doesn't mean to say I'm worshipping a pagan three-god deity. It's just a symbol showing that it's the one symbol interlocking in three parts, symbolising the three personages of the Godhead. That's what it means. It's nothing to do with paganism. So I don't know why people have to be up over things. I really don't.
Why can't
Do either one of you know how old is Ben? He sounds like a young man, though.
I think he's about 18.
All right, yeah, so he's a young man.
I don't know how old he is. I'm joking. I don't know.
No, I think he's in his 30s. I think.
I don't know whether to give G.O.B. a spanner or not.
I don't know. Like I said, I've only seen him commenting on Dave's channel.
Yeah, I'll leave it then for a bit. We'll soon find out whether Grace and Truth has got one. Ted seems to know him somewhere.
Oh right. So if Ted knows, then they usually okay then.
I think so. I'm going to assume.
Yeah. So anyone else coming in? Look. Andy, you're in the house. You're not coming in today to talk to us. Obviously not about onions.
Why can't I see Bond official?
Oh, because he deleted his message straight away. He retracted it for some reason.
Oh, right.
Yeah, I don't know why. Oh, the script says I'm not sure I know. All right, okay.
Ah.
All right. Oh,
well, we'll soon find out.
We'll soon find out. They don't seem to be causing trouble, so.
Ben's 32, I think.
No, Andy, you're up early, but you're here typing, so you might as well come in for 10 minutes. We're just trying to organise a conversation between you and Veckel earlier about your onions and stuff.
Yeah, Andy's scared.
Don't be scared, Andy. Don't be scared. Man up. Yeah, pop in for
Andy, I'm an American. If I'm here and not scared, you shouldn't be either.
Olive's in the house. Olive's in the house.
Oh, hello, Olive. Praise was here earlier.
Hello, Olive. God bless.
Why do those hearts always show up black? That's why I never use them, because
there's two ways. There's two sorts of hearts. Yeah,
they show up red.
Yeah, but some you can get to sharp red. No. Let me see if I can experiment for you. I've got two two types of hearts. Hang on, look, we've got. Oh, did have two types of heart. Oh, and see these ones. See if these ones come out black. I've just posted some more hearts.
Well, they look orange on the inside. Oh, they're orange on the yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So you get different sorts of hearts. You've got to make sure you pick the right one.
Well, when I use, if I wanted to use a heart, it always looks like a black one
But mine usually do.
in the side chat, and I thought I'm not going to post that. It's going to come across really bad. That it's going to come across.
I post it because of my black heart. So Andy's going to pop in anyway for 20 minutes to say hello anyway, Bob.
Yeah, Andy, if you do come in, leave the Universalist stuff out of it. I'll just boot you.
You are funny.
If he even mentions the word Ionios, I'm sick to death of hearing that word. I got sick of it 3 years ago.
That was good, Bob. That was.
Well, yeah.
Well, it's going to be raining all week, isn't it, Bob? All week.
It's going to be raining all week, is it?
Yeah, all week. Yeah.
It's Ted.
Yeah, Ted's in the house. Hello, Ted.
How are we doing?
All right.
Good.
Yeah. General stuff tonight, I think, mostly.
General. There we are.
Well, I feel better now because I'm not the only bald one in the house. I feel better.
I've still got a bit of hair.
Yeah, you have. You've still got more hair than me. And you're a little bit, I think you're a little bit older than me as well, aren't you?
Just, yeah, a couple of years, I think.
Yeah, only a couple of years. Bob's old as anything and he's got loads of hair.
Yeah.
There
Yeah.
we are. So when we're glorified, in bodies glorified, will we be hairy or hairless?
You know, I've often thought, I always thought we'd be like brought to our peak age.
Who's this? Be careful of Grace, please. I don't know you. You have to speak. Hello? I'm going to boot you if you don't speak.
Well, let's have a look in the private chat. Someone's come in the private chat.
Because my patience is a little bit thin today.
All right, well, I've just got a comment in the private chat.
If you don't speak, you're gone.
You have to speak. You have to.
Hello?
Grace and Truth is Dave, the news unit. He was on Orlando Church the other day. Be careful, Bob.
Okay, where did that come from? That was Ben there, wasn't it?
Ben.
Thank you, Ben.
I recognise that voice.
Yeah, Ben.
Ben.
Yeah, I like Ben.
Oh, Ben. I still want to sing, and I mean it endearingly. I don't even mean this not endearingly, but that Michael Jackson song, Ben. I want to sing that every time Ben comes in.
Yeah.
You not remember that song, Ted?
Yeah, what I can't remember though is I have no recollection ever of you singing.
Oh, no, I sing in my mind. Not out loud, I mean in my mind.
Did you notice on your channel a few times I've put song requests? Can you sing this bill, please?
Yeah. No, it's a blessing. Trust me, it's a blessing you didn't hear me sing. Even the wife's agreeing. You know, I was the person in church when everyone was singing, like I'd lip sync and just like hum, because yeah, that's how bad I am.
How are you? All right? You okay?
Hello, love.
I took that spanner off Grace and Truth in the side chat. I don't know who it is.
Yeah, I don't know who it is. I thought it sounds like a familiar name, but then there's like tons of channels with names like Grace and Truth.
Yeah.
That's Kelvy. Hello.
Kelvy.
Yeah. How are you?
Hello.
What's
Hi.
that on your
Greetings, brethren.
Hello.
Another one pops in.
Yeah, we want to know. If I want to know, because at the moment you got me, Ted, and Andy with no hair. Obviously, you've got loads of hair, and so's Kelvy. But we want to know: has Isaiah 12 got lots of hair, or is he a baldy like us?
Who's the be careful guy? You're going to have to speak, or I'm going to boot you.
Yes,
Hello?
it's me again.
Ben.
I'd like to explain, if possible, regarding that Grace and Truth person.
Oh. You saw him in that.
A few days ago, he was on Grace Orlando Fellowship Church.
Yeah.
And I saw this Grace and Truth person commenting. I didn't say a word to the person. I didn't say hello to them because I'm a bit careful about things like that. And as I'm commenting to Cliff and all these other people on there, as I say, I didn't say a word to Grace and Truth. Next minute, I know I've got a notification saying the news unit is sick. He needs help. He needs mental help or something like that. And I'm like, I know exactly who you are. And I blocked him.
Yeah. Well, thanks for letting us know anyway, Ben.
But I'm still want to know if Isaiah 12 has got lots of hair or he's bald like me.
And Ted as well, and me.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. There's 3 of us who are bald. There's
All
3
English.
who are, yeah, all English as well. There's 3 who's not bald, but
Ted's got a bit of hair.
we don't know about Isaiah 12. We don't know whether he's got a full head of hair.
He's got a bit of hair there, Ted. Keep hold of it, Ted. Keep hold of it. Try and propagate it if you can. Just try and, I don't know, fertilize it and stick some chicken poo on there.
I've been drinking beer hoping it'll grow back and it isn't working.
I got some export Carlsberg.
Yeah, that won't help. That's not proper. No, it's not proper beer.
It's yeah, I know, but it's kind of better than some other rubbish.
Well, yeah, but it's lager. It's not actually.
Yeah, I know, but I went to a garage actually, and they don't do much in the way of beer. They just do like lager, and I thought
I'm gonna have to touch my camera because you're missing half my top of my head's been missing off.
Oh, mine. That's better.
Yeah, but I can adjust mine. I've got the technology to adjust mine. Oh no, wrong button. Hang on. Oh no, it's still not. Oh, it's still not making any difference.
Gosh.
What have we done? Hang on. I know what's going on. Hang on. I've got to press. Hang on. Give me a second. We're gonna uncrop. Now, look. Can you see that? Look, my head's coming back.
Oh yeah.
I feel better now. See, I've had to. Yeah. I fixed it. I was a bit worried that was missing. Don't matter where I went, that top of the head was missing, but I fixed it. Don't worry. Yeah. Two Teds in the house.
Two Teds with a baldy head.
As people can probably tell, we've been very spiritual today.
It's all gone a bit funny, isn't it? Oh, YouTube's of late and all. What's Praise been up to? Is there nothing for a couple of days?
Oh, no, Praise is all right. He's been very busy doing debates and stuff. He's been on SFT doing debates with that Mark Reed atheist bloke, and he's doing one, I think, tonight or tomorrow. See, look, my whole head's in now. Look, my head is bald. That's probably almost as bald as Andy's. Look.
Give it some polish, Bill.
Bend over. I want to see whose head is bald, yours or mine. Ted's the least bald.
Ted's all right. Mind you, Ted's.
You're bolder than me, I think, isn't you, Andy?
I don't know. I got a bit going on around the sides, and I have to get my clippers out tomorrow. Sometime.
Yeah, I've got a bit on my sides there. I've got some on my side.
Has Bob got much hair at all? Has he?
Yeah, Bob's got loads of hair.
Oh, that's not fair.
Yeah,
Bob's got so much hair, he can sell it.
He's got hours. He's robbed us, Bill. He's robbed us.
He can cut it every day, and it's like Samson. It grow back. He's selling his hair.
Gosh.
Look.
How about Ben? Has Ben got much hair? I reckon Ben's a bit bald myself.
See, look all that hair he's got. Look.
Yeah, he's got a fair old bit there, hasn't he?
Yeah, I've got hair. My hair's jet black.
Yeah.
Don't believe. I reckon it's orange.
Well, if that's what you want to think, you can think that.
I'm the opposite because
Hello, Tony. How you doing?
Could be blue, actually.
When I grow a beard, see my hair is like used to be. So I say used to be dark brown, and my beard was red.
Ruddy, you're like a matey boy then. You're like
ginger beard.
Yeah, well, matey boy. You didn't like him very much. He came out first.
Some half breed, half English, half Scottish.
Yeah.
So the English used to come out on top, and the Scottish on my beard always was ginger. And then I found out that ginger people don't have souls, and I had to cut my beard every time.
Yeah. You're watching Copper Cab, ain't you? Copper Cab.
Yeah.
Ben, have you talked to Steve before? Ben?
Oh. He's cutting his blue. He's combing his blue hair.
Sorry, Bob. Yeah, I was speaking to Steve before. We've had a conversation.
All right.
Try to figure out how old
you. What's going on with you, Kelvin? What's going on?
Not a thing.
But my head keeps going off, so not my camera.
I'm going to continue my Irenaeus readings.
Oh, yeah.
I'm on book 3.
Where?
This time he's actually going to use like scripture and the words, and I'm previewing it, and a good deal of it is specifically about the Trinity, specifically about the deity of Christ, specifically about Jesus being God. You know,
in book 3, yeah, I've got the book on my table there.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
So I know I've been through it before, but as I'm reading it out loud, like recording myself by myself, it sinks in better. So then you get it up. So it's exciting.
You've got a ginger beard. You ain't got a soul.
I know.
I've read books 6, 7, and 8. I think I got as far as the Valentinians. I can't remember exactly, but I've read quite a few 2 or 3 chapters of Irenaeus.
Some of it's pretty tedious, but it's interesting.
I personally don't like using them. I always would like my own little cubicle.
What do you mean?
It's a joke. You said You're just reading. It sounds like Uranus. Sorry, urine. It sounds like a urinal. Uranus, urinal. Sorry, it's a joke. It's a joke. All right? Sorry. English humour. English humour. I thought it was funny. Just because you don't find it funny, Teresa.
Essex.
So,
All right.
He's upside down. It's Australia.
I emigrated to Australia. I couldn't cope with. I couldn't cope.
Oh, you're into the guitars, Kelvy. Banjo, guitar. I don't know what type of guitar.
Missing strings.
Yeah.
Except for the banjo. The banjo's actually got strings.
Yeah, but a banjo's like a totally different ball game to guitar, I think, is it? Or
I'm pressing the wrong buttons.
Sorry?
Like both of those things. Both of those were like the resonator was made before there was electricity. Like right before electricity, they wanted really loud guitars, so they started doing all they can to make the noise. That's why they started putting all that metal.
Yeah, but that's expensive. That's expensive to fly there.
Is that you, Steve?
Yeah, sorry, I got cut off there.
Yeah. So is the fingering for one stringed instrument pretty much the same for the fingering on a guitar? Is it very similar?
Sorry, that's the wrong word. Sorry, I'm going back a second.
I think it is because when I first bought that thing, that banjo at a bluegrass festival, I had never played a banjo, but this guy that was camping next to us was like, he was all drunk and he was showing me because it's basically bar chords. Because if you tune it to an open G, so if you just strum it without even doing anything, it's a G chord. So then he showed me what a C chord and a D was, which is just a bar. So it was very easy to play. And I already knew how to finger pick for playing a guitar. So all of a sudden we had a guitar and a banjo and we were just like, yeah, as soon as it's I think it's pretty similar. Although I never got really good at wearing the metal things on your finger and playing with the claw hammer. I like using a regular pick, but that used more like a Dixieland kind of sound,
Well, I can play a flute, but I've been told that if you can play a flute, you can play piccolo, clarinet, and one or two other wind instruments. They've got very much similar fingering because the sound that you get out of them is basically about the length and diameter of the tube and the distance from the embouchure or reed or whatever. But yeah.
Also, if you can get the ear for the I guess music theory or whatever they call it. As far as like being able to play.
I don't suppose it can take much doing to transition from transverse flute to clarinet, even though you're playing it at a different angle. Be a bit like playing different saxophones or something, wouldn't it? I don't know.
I'm a clarinet player.
Oh, are you? Yeah. Well, you should be able to play a flute, then, even though it's you hold it at a different angle.
Can't play.
You should be able to get the fingering easily enough, anyway.
Can't play a flute.
Yeah.
Well, I guess it's the woodwind versus a reed instrument. One's a reed, one's a woodwind, so it's a whole different way to produce noise.
Well,
I've got a signature. Go on, Pop.
Go on, Ben.
I was just about to say to Kelvin, I've got a signature series copy Fender Strat guitar as well, which the original, of course, Hank Marvin from The Shadows has. But I've got one of the copies from that, and it's beautiful, beautiful deep red.
Nice. Yeah, I think I've seen a picture of it. If that was the same one on your avatar, I've seen you use before.
Yeah, that's the one.
I have some old PV that somebody sold me back when I was in high school that I still use. Well, dusty.
So what's been going on then, Bob? Regarding news unit then?
Well, basically, Dave was complaining about that Orlando Free Grace Bible Church Orlando not allowing him to comment in the side chat. He was calling them kissy boys, this, that, and the other.
Oh, wow.
So I said to Dave in the side chat, they don't care whether you can comment in there or not. I mean, you know what I mean? It's a fact. They don't care. If they did, then they would be allowed to comment. And then I said, he carried on a little bit, and I typed in, grow a carapace. You know, a hard shell. Yeah. You know what I mean? Shell. That's all I said. I didn't mention Bill. I didn't say anything else. I wasn't snotty, you know, like that. I mean, already early this morning, he'd been talking to Kevin, saying some nasty stuff again, you know, the usual FGF, you know, whatever.
Oh.
Which I'm not, you know what I mean? I recorded it.
Oh.
And then this afternoon, same thing. I thought, yeah, okay, Dave. And then he's threatening to get. I think basically he's threatening to try. He's going to try and get me set up to end up back in jail. For how he's going to? Well, I know how he's
going to do that. Oh gosh.
Well, there is a way of doing it, but he said it, and that's it. As far as I'm concerned, it's a snake, it's a grass. That's it. Done. It's just the lowest form of garbage on this earth, as far as I'm concerned. Eating that.
That's pretty awful, isn't it?
As well as the other stuff I heard him saying. I've never heard any Christian at all ever that I've spoken to face to face. They would saying stuff like what he does.
Yeah.
You couldn't expect him ever to say anything like that. Ever. He does, and he tries to justify it. I don't. I've never tried to. I've tried to sort of overlook it.
Yeah, but I'm not being horrible though, Bob. But most of you here, and Bill and Bob, you were still fellowshipping with the guy, even though he was effing and cursing, and even when he was trashing me and some of my friends as well. Yeah. Even when I was going to that Orlando Fellowship Church, and you were still joining in with him. Now he's turned on you guys. It's a different story.
No,
I'm sorry that's happened.
I've never tried to justify Dave talking like that. I've just sort of ignored it.
Yeah, but when I got trash talked by him, you were there like, yeah, holy bim. I don't understand all that.
Yeah, I was checking the mic.
I just want to quickly throw in. I've never said holy bin or anything.
Well, I don't care. My Father in heaven says, "Be ye holy, for I'm holy." It means set apart, sanctified. That's all that means. Come on.
No, what I said, I've not said some of the stuff that's been said. I've not said anything. I've not joined in on any of that.
No, and I'm not said you, and I'm not. Sorry, Bob. Go on.
Well, I'm not trying to justify Dave. I've never tried to. I just got a bit sick of people. You know what I mean? So people trying to tell me I'm not saved. I wasn't basing my beliefs on whether someone believes I'm saved or not. I know I'm saved. I know I'm in Christ. Right?
I know. Yeah.
I was going to take the mic, but ask Bill. I've never expressed any hatred towards you. I take the mic, yeah, but I mean,
in actual fact, Ben. Bob has done the opposite. When we've had private conversations, I'm not going to mention the conversations, but trust me, in surety that Bob has always said that he actually likes you, and he's always said, even when he misbehaves towards you, that he does it in an endearing manner. He doesn't mean no malice. All right, that's my Pennyforth.
I appreciate that. Thank you, and thank you, Bob, as well.
I wasn't
And
doing
I'm
that.
sorry as well. I'm sorry as
okay.
well.
Yeah. But I mean, I made the odd comment just to
Can I say something?
go on.
Ben, sometimes you do come across as self-righteous. Don't take it the wrong way.
Bastard.
But you do come across sometimes as self-righteous.
Yeah, me and every sod on YouTube. Yeah. How about going to Graham and Kevin? Yeah, go to Graham and Kevin. Tell them that too. I'm not self-righteous. I like to believe, like all of us here. It's good to believe what the scripture says.
Well, we don't get to talk to Kevin.
Oh, I do say things to Graham and Kevin.
And it's not by
and I'm
my
not criticizing.
righteousness,
I'm not
it's
criticizing
by
you.
God's righteousness, Steve. No, don't please try that with me. It don't work.
Ben's upset. Don't get upset, Ben.
Don't please start, Andy. Yeah, come on over to
I'm
my
not
channel this morning. Starting.
No,
don't.
Well,
don't
you
even
said,
start, Andy.
No, you said I'm not going to go on these live streams under too much drama, and here you are.
Did you go on about Kevin being contentious and Graham? Why don't you stick to them? That's your forte at the moment.
Yeah, right. Okay, but then I'm just pointing this out to you, man.
Don't point it out to me. Don't point it out to me. Why don't you focus on yourself? Just focus on yourself.
I'm focused on Christ.
Yeah, you flip flop too. You're flip flop. You flip flop.
You said in the post.
You're preaching universalism. It's a false gospel.
You said, yeah, okay.
Focus on yourself, Andy. Seriously.
Don't bring that in. We're not talking about that. Thanks, Ben.
But other than that,
of course you don't. Of course you don't.
What I'm saying.
False gospel preacher.
Yeah, oh, goodness, oh, blimey. Okay, Ben, I'll leave you to it.
But other than that,
good.
I'd say unselfish.
Yeah, so are you. So are you. Oh, they got bad fruit, and then you're cussing and effing the other day too. Hypocrite.
Sorry, I'm sorry. I'm not perfect like Ben.
No, the point is that you were trying to show other people's fruit, but you didn't focus on your own. That's the point, Andy. For Pete's sake.
Yeah.
And here you are, Ben.
What's your problem, man?
And here you are.
Yeah, of course. And here you are.
I'm
spreading your garbage. Spreading your garbage. Spreading your garbage.
I don't need it. I've had enough crap today, really, to be honest.
All right, Bob. Enough from me. Enough from me.
No, I'm not having a go at you, Ben. I'm just saying. Because I know Andy can be very provocative. He's annoying, really, sometimes. Right.
But other than that, Bob, everyone's getting on.
Yeah, I mean, we've all got to realise that essentially at root, and it's not an excuse, not a cop out. We're all shitbags. We've done some really bad stuff in the past. I know I have. We just have to get used to the fact that other people have got baggage as well. They didn't leave it all at the cross. Yes, we got saved. You know what I mean? We just have to be a little bit, we need a thicker shell. You just get used to the fact that they're but for the grace of God.
Stand I.
Yeah. So, apart from Andy, because I'm not too sure he's saved really. Andy's bald.
Baldies aren't
I just don't need the arguments. We don't. I mean, if we were going to have an argument and a heated sort of thingy, I could end the stream and then we could carry on and not have it done in public, which is what I would do.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to have an argument. I think everything's settled down now. I think everything's settled down.
No, I mean, I understand what Ben's saying. Yeah, but we can't. I mean, the Christians I met face to face, and I'm sick of hearing that myself say that, but you wouldn't hear them swearing. But they would drop the occasional F-bomb.
I never even swore until I met YouTube Christians.
Yeah, well, I hadn't done any swearing at all until I went into. Well, I'm not blaming Dave, but I went into Dave's channel. Arctic Timberwolf and Yuri were in there, and I just ended up swearing my brains out for nearly an hour. Jace was there. I thought I can't go back in there again because I'm just going to get into the habit of swearing again. So I'm just, yeah. I mean, why would it? How can any Christian speak like that about God the Father? F this, F the other.
Well,
Right.
I wouldn't put it that way.
But the fact is, you still want to talk to the guy, and like, regardless of who he is or was or whatever. I mean, the fact is, he's just not doing himself any favors. People are going to stay. He doesn't even know why people are staying away from his channel. He doesn't know.
And I don't even know why he doesn't even like me.
Don't like me either. Nobody seems to like me. Even Ben don't love me anymore.
Oh, I'm sure
I
Ben.
don't think he even likes himself.
I'm sure Ben does love you, Andy.
Yeah, he don't love me. He don't like. He called me heretic. That's unlovable.
But swearing is an easy thing. It's a very easy, simple sort of sin to not commit, really, isn't it? You just got to count to 10 or something.
We've all done it.
You have to count to about 4 million.
Yeah.
Well, you know what, Ben? I may have come off the wrong way, and I did not mean to do that, but I meant what I said.
I like you, Ben, me. I really do. Really funny.
Well, you know, Steve, you go and tell every other bugger on YouTube that too, yeah? You go and tell them too, yeah?
I mean, I shared with you my some of my favorite
you can share all
scriptures.
you want. You can share all you want, but I've had enough of people's opinions, so just keep your opinions to yourself, please. Yes, Steve?
Yeah, all right, your opinion, call me a heretic. Keep that opinion.
No, that's scripture. No, that's scripture. You're not endorsing the doctrine of Christ. Yeah, you are a heretic according to scripture.
I never called you a heretic. I never called you a heretic. I never said anything wrong to you. I shared scriptures with you.
Right, the best way to settle problems is blame me. yeah, blame me. And
it's all Bill's fault. He's from Colchester. Blame
It is Bill's fault.
Bill's fault, yeah.
No, not blaming Bill. No, we're not blaming Bill. He's had enough to deal with on YouTube from these absolute monsters on YouTube that have been giving him hassle. I mean, leave Bill alone. He's all right.
Yeah, but I mean, Ben, I understand why you get angry at people coming out with stuff that they're saying. The problem is that, I mean, we can't make people behave.
That's right. That's right.
We can't, Ben. I can't do anything to make you behave. You can't do anything to make me behave. Well, you know what I mean. I mean, I'm not saying you're not behaving at the moment.
I don't know when you just said that you when you were on Dave's channel, you started swearing and cussing because of what was said and everything. Do you know why that is, Bob? Because as Paul wrote to the Corinthians, evil communications corrupt good manners, and that's the point, you know. Be not friends with an angry man, lest they'll be like unto him and learn his ways. And that's the truth. And if I'm self-righteous for believing that, so be it. And I'd rather be that than anything else.
No, nobody's saying that. We can all come across as self-righteous. I know I do sometimes. Can't remember where, but somebody will tell me.
Yeah.
I'm mostly not angry anymore. I used to, you know, when I was younger, I was very angry quite a lot. But
same here.
Yeah, no, but I used to be. I mean, I used to be angry at everything. I've only, you know, in all the years on the YouTubes.
Yeah, amen.
I've been angry once, and people made sure they clipped that. Just once. In all these years, so since 2007, what's the math there? So what's that?
16 years.
16 years, I've lost my temper once on YouTube.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And I think that was justified that wasn't self-righteous indignation, that was righteous indignation of what was done to me and the family. That's the only time I've lost it. Yeah, well, everyone's probably heard it with me saying the naughty words that I said, but I was very angry that day.
But Bill, you were provoked, brother, and at the end of the day, that evil servant of Satan really, bringing family into it and stuff like that. That's a bad way for him to go, and you did what was right, I think, personally, bro.
The naughty words wasn't right, but my anger was righteous anger.
Justified. Absolutely justified.
The naughty words I can't excuse, but I'm human.
Absolutely.
I lost it. There's people can call me whatever they want. They can say whatever they want to me, but just don't ever bring my family into it. And I'm saying to everyone here, there are levels where people just should never cross.
Bill smells of farts.
Yeah, you can smell the farts. You can call me anything till the cows come home. It'd be literally water off a duck's back. But mention my family, then you're crossing the line. Don't ever do it.
Yeah, but that's what the enemy does, though.
Yeah, exactly.
He can say, "Don't do that," but the enemy does. That's exactly what the enemy does. They attack the man by coming through the woman.
Yeah, but the thing is, this was by
Adam and Eve, wasn't it?
What I'm saying is, this is by supposed Christians. I expect it's almost. Yeah, I know. It's almost like occupational hazard from atheists or people of other faiths. You expect that. That's normal. But when you get channels that say they're Christian and then do the things that they do, that like it's a whole new level to me. You wouldn't see it in the. Well, I've not seen it since YouTube. I've been to hundreds of congregations in my lifetime, and I've never experienced that in a congregation. But come on YouTube, oh dear me, it's a whole new ball game, isn't it?
So, look, no brother or sister in Christ has any business at all warring against the brethren. Not any business. I mean, that's going down to levels like King Saul attacking David. And that's the level it's at. And King Saul was safe, but
worst.
He was the worst king ever.
No, but I'm saying even the levels they're going down to is even worse than Saul.
Well, I don't know if that's. Well, it's you can equate it. You can look at what was going on there and equate it. I mean, Saul wanted David dead. He threw javelin at him twice. He literally threw a javelin that he wanted to. If you read the scriptures, he says he wanted that javelin to go straight through him, and David swerved and got out that door pretty quickly. Saul wanted David dead. There can be no misunderstanding about that in the scripture.
Absolutely.
And yet they were both saved men.
Yeah, I know. That's the shame. That's the shame of things, isn't it? The infighting's got to stop at some point. Not that it will, but I'm just saying, while we're of our own personage, with our own conscience, at least we can be the ones that stop it. But we can't speak for others, can we?
No, we can't speak for others.
So basically, it's vexing actually, because I actually did hear Bob and Dave, Bill. Sorry, let me start again. I'm all over the place. Bob, I heard Dave actually say earlier on what he said to you and about Bill. that he wishes you, it's disgusting to say what he said. It was evil. And he said something really bad. I mean, it was only last year he wanted me dead. He wanted to kill me. He wanted to kill most people on YouTube. He was threatening people, killing everybody. And then, of course, threatening all this and what you just raised up, Ted, about Saul wanting David dead. It's a very good point. And what happened to Saul? He lost peace. He was given a troubled spirit by the Lord. And I think that people like what I can't be right. I can't say it.
I know exactly what you're trying to say. You just need to take your time. Don't rush. You seem to be rushing. You don't need to rush. But I know exactly where you're heading at.
Saul's end was that he was shot with arrows by unbelievers. And to avoid the shame of being by unbelievers, he took himself. That was Saul's end. So
David seeing him cursing on his own head. So
yeah.
You can't talk about God like that and expect to get away with it. That's
it's horrible. It's evil. I mean, how can you? I mean, goodness, I can't. I'll be back in a minute.
Anyway, I'm tempted to go and buy some more of that grog.
Yeah, get yourself some. Might as well.
I mean, I have to get dressed again, though. Oh, hold on, it's too late.
Oh, it's too late. It's probably too late now, anyway. Too late.
It's way past my bedtime. I'm tired, guys.
You'll have to have a cup of tea instead, Bob, now.
Yeah, I'm going to finish this little glass of cider. I might buy a bottle of wine.
I'll say good night, guys. I've got to go to bed because I'm.
You're going to bed, all right, then.
Hi, Bill. I've been up since 5 o'clock this morning. It's been late night.
Good night, Andy.
Early start, late night, early start. I'll come in at some point. I'll be able to talk a bit more sense.
Yeah, you're not going to rush back, are you?
Say again?
You're not going to rush back, are you?
No, I'm most definitely going to go to bed and get some sleep. I've not slept much in the past couple of days.
Andy.
Hello.
Andy. Get a haircut, you hippie.
Yeah, what's the matter? You've got so much hair there.
Wish I could get a haircut.
Andy.
I want to do that again. Put my fingers through my hair and feel what it's like.
You've got to get sleep if you're driving. So.
Yeah. Catch you later.
I'll give you the sign across. You'll be all right for now 3 days.
Cheers, Ted. Thanks, Ben. Kelby, Bob, and Steve, and whoever else. Bye for now.
Bye.
There you go. Anyway, I'm going to change my verse. We've got Romans 11:6 here. I think it's time to change the verse now. We're going to have Romans 5:15 instead. There you go. Romans 5:15.
So when it comes to Dave, isn't it true? It doesn't really matter if you think he's actually saved or not, right?
Well, I don't know yet. Well, I don't know yet. All I know is that one day, about 3 days ago, when I was on YouTube's, he was okay with me. I had a couple of days off, come back, and like I'm the worst thing in the world ever. And I don't even know why. I hadn't even been on the internet for 2 days. Scarcely. So, I don't know. People are people. They do what people do, don't they? I blame Kevin personally for everything.
Well, it was on at Kevin this morning, UK time. So, effing and blinding and cursing. So,
well, anyone whose name begins with K has had it.
Yeah.
I would like to ask you guys a question.
Go
on. Do you think Kevin, Biblical Discussions, would be better off if he was not so influenced by Graham.
100%.
I think so.
2 years, Steve. I used to go in the studio with Kevin and Graham regularly. Well, I mean, not massively often, but at least 2 or 3 times a week. Kevin and Graham have got quite a strong friendship over the last couple of years. So we don't know what goes on behind the scenes, do we?
Yeah.
I don't know, Steve. He probably would be.
My
Personally,
answer,
I don't think we're supposed to be dependent on other Christians in the sense of for validation or something like that, you know.
Well, when it comes to
Yeah,
being
see,
friends with
that's what
somebody,
I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. We should have no validation by somebody else except for the Holy Scriptures.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Of course, we'd all agree with that.
okay. Well, I've posted my personal thoughts to this manner in the private chat, and I've quoted that plenty of times. This is the Graham / Kevin to me. In the private chat. That's exactly what's happening, and I've seen it from waxing worse and worse and worse. Literally, as it says, I'll read it out. I'm not scared to read it out. It says, "Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites, for you compass sea and land," the YouTube, "to make one proselyte evangelist, and when he is made, you make him twofold more the child of hell than yourself." That's exactly what's going on. So we've gone from Graham saying you're scumbucket to reprobate, to Kevin saying scumbucket, moron, disgusting person, evil, filth, demon, scum. Twofold, double the fold. That's spiritual. What's going on? And I've seen it.
Amen.
And I've seen it on many people's channels where someone's half decent, youngish in the faith, only like 5-10 years in the faith. They find like someone, a rabbi, a teacher, someone who's been a Christian years, and they mimic. That's nature. That's what the disciples did. Jesus was the rabbi to them, the teacher, the master. So they mimicked as best they could and learnt of their master. And the same was throughout history. When you have a rabbi, you have a teacher, you have a disciple. And this is exactly what it's saying. And unfortunately, I think it's the wrong influence. You can't go round calling other Christians, whether you like them or not, scumbuckets and douchebags. I was called a douchebag. If anyone knows what a douchebag is, I don't even want to go into it because that's so disgusting. Me, a Christian, 32 years, born again, and I'm called the equivalent to a thing that goes up a woman and a demon-possessed child of Satan by someone who's a whippersnapper in the faith 5 years. There's something wrong. Where are they getting that from? They're getting it from their rabbi, their teacher. The same rabbi teacher, St. Graham, that called me a satanic, flippant, unsaved devil. That's where he's getting it from. And that's exactly that.
Exactly.
Why that verse was written. Jesus saw the very heart and intent of these people. Filled to hate and anger and rage and vexation.
Bob or Bill, could you put up what revilers mean in the King James Bible?
Yeah, I can do that. Yeah.
I can't share my screen because my search app won't show up.
Oh, Finn might be able to. Ted's usually good at that.
What's that, bro?
You've got the program on your computer. Look up the word reviler.
Reviler.
Yeah, and if you share it on the screen, revilers. Biblically, because you.
Yeah, KJV.
In 1 Corinthians 6:10. Is that what you mean?
Yes.
Nor thieves, nor covetous, nor drunkards, nor revilers, nor extortioners shall inherit the kingdom of God. You want a definition for reviler?
Yes.
Okay, hold on. Well, I'll give you the Strong's definition.
Thank you, Ted.
Strong's says, abusive, mischief, abusive, that is a blackguard. A blackguard, if you know what that is, a blackguard. A railer, a reviler.
A black heart.
Yeah, a blackguard or a blackguard, we say, a blackguard. So, yeah, abusive, mischief, railer, reviler, a blackguard.
And who do we know in the scripture brings railing accusations day and night?
Yeah.
It's not Christ. That's not the Holy
Satan.
Ghost. And that's what I get. Like I said, you can call me you can call me an overindulger in drink. You can call me stupid if you want. You can call me lots of things, but why be calling me a douchebag and a demoniac? What demons do you know trust in the death, burial, and resurrection of the Christ? Trust in it. Trust it. What demons is entrusting the blood of Christ to wash away all your sins, past, present, and future? I don't know any demons that believe that and trust that. Yet that's what I am akin to. And that's why my frustration with Graham and Kevin is. That's my frustrations with them. And I don't even.
You've got to draw a line. You've got to just draw a line under it.
Yeah, I have. Yeah, I have. Yeah, it's only because it was brought up that I mentioned it. You know, it's up to them. I've not railed against them. I've made some parody, but I've not once said that Kevin and Graham are not saved. Not once, nor will I. Because if they've trusted Christ the tree, they're saved. So how dare I bring railing accusation against one of Christ's beloveds? I have no right to do that.
Can you see that on screen?
Yeah, I can. Yeah, just.
I'll make it bigger. I don't know if this is any better.
That's why I was bringing that up with Dave, because whether or not he is saved doesn't make it like a difference as far as the way that we. Like in that situation, for example, of what he's doing, the only thing he's not going to accept correction, and the Bible tells us exactly what to do in that situation is to avoid them. And he even said it. He knows it. You know, oh, Mark can avoid me. Oh, Mark can avoid me. You son of a, you know, like he knows what he's doing. But I mean, it's true that he. He certainly. He is certainly vexed, and he needs prayer. But again, like. You can't shoehorn something. You can't. I mean, unless you're going to start, it's like force feeding something into somebody's nose. And I don't feel called to be doing all that. So
the thing is, Kelvin, I think he was angry with me because I wasn't as angry as he was or is about that Orlando Fellowship. I wasn't angry with them at all. I didn't despise them. I'm not saying he does, but. He was angry that he wasn't allowed to comment in the side chat.
But what is that to do with us?
He was just he previously referred to them as a bunch of kissy boys. Right? Why would he care? Seriously.
So they blocked him from the chat.
Well,
and then he's angry with other people that aren't blocked from the chat. Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Yeah. And so I wasn't angry about it. All I said to Dave was, they don't care, obviously they don't, because if they did, he'd still be allowed to comment in the side chat. And then I said, grow a carapace, get a thicker shell. That's it. I didn't even bring Bill into it. I could have done really.
Well, no, he was. He was actually commenting in the side chat of the Orlando church because I saw him there the other day because I just left. And I thought I'd stay, so just to listen. I was watching Dave, and he didn't say anything bad. He didn't say anything wrong in the side chat. He was pretty decent, actually. I'll be honest with you.
Cliff Matthews came into News Unit side chat yesterday. and Dave had a poke at him. And Mr.
Well, I think
Beakermeyer,
because
Mr. Beakermeyer was
well,
in there. Sorry, go on.
Yeah, I think what it was, what happened was, as Dave wasn't causing hassle, but what I think, he was just asking questions, and there's 3 pastors, as you know, Bob, there, and one of them called Joel. He because they've got experience with Dave from 3 years ago, and he was effing and blinding. It was cussing God. I mean, personally, there is no person that is called a child of God constantly cussing God like that. That's not right. It's not right. And so Joel was like, no, we're not going to give you a platform. We're not going to highlight your comments or something like that. I don't know. I can't remember how they said, but we're not obliged to answer your questions, and you're going to behave yourself for months and months and months to come. And that's where it's all started from. And
yeah, I've heard him say that. Dave could provoke a fight in a telephone box. Dave could start an argument in a telephone box. I don't know if you've ever seen the British telephone boxes, have you?
Yeah.
They're pretty small. we don't have them anymore, unfortunately. I don't know why.
But cast your mind back, Bob, 2 or 3 weeks ago, maybe 2 weeks, 3 weeks at least. I was on Praise Tom. I'm not going to say Praise. I was on Tom's stream. Olive was there, and all that was there. And News Unit was in the chat, and he was going on about the Orlando Fellowship Church. And then he came in talking to Olive, talking to Tom. And then he was saying it was my fault and everything else, but it wasn't. I said they knew you a long time before I even showed up. They knew Dave for years before I even showed up. And Olive didn't want to listen. She was like this. She was like, so you said something to them to block Dave? I said, no, I didn't say anything to them to block Dave or anything. And I didn't. They knew Dave straight away and they blocked him. And I'm not laying a charge at Olive, but Olive, you didn't listen. You didn't listen to me, and I left. I left because no one was listening. It wasn't me that said anything. They blocked him at first because they knew all about him from past experience. So for crying out loud, I wish people would listen, and they would Dave's Dave. He's Dave. He says this, F this, and F that. But it's okay, Talk about justifying it.
I don't think they're justifying it or agreeing with it. I think they realise the futility of sort of addressing it with him. Really, to be honest with you, nobody justifies that. Certainly, Olive and Sparrow don't. I've got to say though, Ben, I can't remember if it was Olive or Sparrow, but they did the most amazing. Whoever it was, F-bomb on Irenic Pelagian. That should have been framed in gold and put up as an icon of F-bombs against Irenic Pelagian. It was superb. Got to say, it was very appropriate.
Plagiarism.
Yeah, 2 Corinthians 2:10. I love that verse. I had to post that one because it's one of my favourites.
Oh, yeah.
What's that say, Bob? Sorry, Bill. What's that say?
Yeah, where Paul writes to the church in Corinth, and they was naughty. He did highlight it, but basically says, to whom ye forgive anything, I forgive also. For if I forgive anything, to whom I forgave it, for your sakes forgave it, I, in the person of Christ. That's absolute benevolence by the Apostle Paul there, teaching the beloveds in Corinth.
Was it you, Olive, that did that F-bomb on Irenic Pelagian, or was it Sparrow? I think it might have been Olive, Just asking. I'm not, you know, I'm not. Sometimes F-bombs are.
Well, all sins are against God, you know.
Mm.
If somebody's sinning against us, the only reason we should get upset about it, if we even should get upset about it, is because it's against God, not because it's against us.
Yeah.
Easier said than done. Sometimes. I think.
Good point. Good
It's
point
only-
there, Kelby.
Well, what do you say to them? You know, whoever it is, it doesn't have to be him, does it?
What's the thing? What can you say? Especially if it's, well, I'm just thinking like when you're talking about David or like Saul, or comparing him to Saul, because Saul is still considered the Lord's anointed, especially by David.
Yeah. Even David wouldn't touch him.
We're not giving it all over to Christ if we stay involved in these things either. So, you know, it's one thing to say, "Well, I'll give it over to Christ," but then if we continue in it, we've not done that.
Yeah, and that's where a lot of us struggle, isn't it? Really, Ted. And we say that we give it to Christ, but we, in theory, we want to bite back on our flesh, don't we? And that's not good.
Yeah, that's not good, because either we give it all over to Christ or we don't. We can't pretend to Christ that we're giving it over to him and then continue in it. See, we get ourselves involved in things that we should have no part of whatsoever. And to continue a matter that belongs to Christ is detrimental to us. And whether we are dealing with saved people or unsaved people, it's Satan who is laughing at us, you know. The way we can deal with things, or not really deal correctly with things at times. We don't want to give power over to Satan.
Yeah.
Very true, brother. Very true, yeah.
I mean, the scriptures tell us how to be strong in Christ.
Hello, Cheryl. How are you? Teresa's here. Hello, Teresa. How are you? God bless you.
The wife's still a little bit poorly. She's had like a coldy flu for about 4 days. And she's having.
Oh, right. Okay.
She's sweating like anything at the moment.
Anybody listening, I hope that you will pray for Teresa, Bill's wife, and ask the Lord how he keep his hand on her, get her well.
I'm teaching that old school Essex way of getting better, and that's to sweat that cold and flu out.
Yeah.
But the problem is, Teresa don't like sweating. So it's a dilemma. There's a little war going on just between me and the wife. I say, sweat it out. No, I don't like sweating. You got to sweat it out. So we're going to and fro at the moment about sweating. Just thought I'd throw that one in for a domestic.
So,
she wouldn't like Brazil, brother.
No, see, I would. See, I like sweating.
I'm sweating all the time.
Yeah, I like it. I get rid of all the toxins and all sorts.
Get her a treadmill, Bill. Treadmill do.
Yeah, I think we're probably too old. You might still be young enough, but I'll go on a treadmill. 5 steps, that's it. I've had enough of a cigarette break. I'm going to say 5 breaks.
Oh, dear. I'm sure you can still do it. There's an old man of 75. I can't remember where he lives. I think he lives in London, but he still goes to the gym, does the treadmill and pedal bikes, and does boxing.
I know, scary, isn't it? It beat me in a fight. I don't know, something changed. When I hit 50, it's like some kind of biological figure hit me on the head. I used to power walk about 3-4 miles, maybe even longer, didn't I? Sometimes when I was 49. Now, it might not be age. It might be because of that nasty canogler that I don't want to mention. That came in. We had the lockdown, and we weren't allowed out for 6 months. And I lost all momentum then, and it's been hard ever since to even just get back into walking a mile. So I can't do 5. I couldn't do 5 miles around my garden during lockdown. It's impossible.
Wow.
Well, I think that's what ruined me off. I used to power walk, not just walk, power walk, 2-3 miles, then walk a couple, and that was like my daily thing. And then that nasty lockdown come in, and that ruined it.
I love walking. Walking's amazing. I can walk to 10. I've walked 10 miles the other day. Walked 10 miles out of our Hampshire home, and I just walked 10 miles there to a place and back again. I left in the morning and got back late afternoon.
Yeah,
we do. Beautiful.
On holiday, we do that. We used to anyway. We haven't been on holiday since like Canobler.
Take the Bible, take my sketch pad. I'll be all right. Take my flask of tea. Got sandwiches. That'll be fine.
As long as I've got my tobacco with me, I'll be fine as well.
Whatever you need, brother.
And water as well. You got to keep hydrated.
When we first moved, me and my folks first moved where we are now. I went off walking. I went off exploring, and I came to this. I felt like I was in the middle of nowhere, but the Hampshire hills were beautiful. And as I went down this steep road, I went up this big hill, and across the road opposite the big hill was this pub, and it was open. So I went in there. This was about 8 years ago, mind, and I had what did I have? I think I had a Foster's and something else. Had a bit of lunch in there, and I was all prepared to walk back again. It was really nice.
But anyway, I have managed to get back to walking mostly when it ain't absolutely pouring down. I do me 1 mile a day power walk, so at least I've got that back. Well, I know Bob's avid. Bob can walk miles. Bob can, especially if you go to get some tobacco from Sainsbury's. He's got to walk.
Yeah, I did. I went up to Sainsbury's this afternoon. £12.90, £12 something it cost me.
Yeah, I said it was okay there, didn't I? I don't know who robbed you at that shop, but they robbed you blind, Rob.
Yeah, the corner shop, Packy.
Yeah, don't go there again. I eat raw garlic. I literally, the wife don't like it, but I eat 2 or 3 cloves of raw garlic, nice and yummy. I like it. I don't even use honey. I just eat it as it is. And everyone's going quiet now. I think we was waiting on Ted to give us some kind of spiritual word or something. It'd be difficult because he's muted.
There we are.
Open.
There you go. That's better. The time they do that.
You used to be able to buy garlic. It was like prepared. Do you know what I mean? The garlic, you used to buy a little bag of garlic pieces that were all spicy and prepared. I don't know, what do you call that?
We mostly just get that. Yeah, we just get that in jars. That prepared stuff.
Yeah, like I don't know if it's pickled garlic, but it's
like pickled.
Yeah. You used to buy a bag of that on the market stalls, you know, and just like buy a bag and just chomp it all down. It's good stuff, but you can eat too much of it, obviously.
Well, yeah. Some say you can even drink too much beer, but I haven't found that out yet. That was a joke. All right. That was a joke. That bit. You can obviously drink too much beer. You mustn't be drunk. You've got to drink to be happy, and that's it. And go to sleep. Which is what I mostly do if I drink beer. It makes me go to sleep. And there's a reason. There's science behind that, Ted. You probably know that. You know, we're drinking beer. You know, a few glasses of beer before bed helps you because of the barley. It's a natural sedative and a reliever of an anxious tummy. Barley.
Yeah, you have to drink good beer though.
Well, yeah. Yeah. They weren't like when Andy come on here with his can of Carlsberg. No, that's not real beer. You don't drink that stuff. It's bad for you.
Real ale or a good stout, something like that.
Yeah, stout's good for your heart. A lot of iron in stout and Guinness.
And plenty of exercise. It's no good drinking if you don't exercise.
Yes, you've got to exercise. Yes. Even if you do 5 press-ups after each pint, get it done.
We don't have to do them together, like. But
Well, yeah. Don't do it at the same time. They make a hell of a mess. Now, if you have your drink, then if you feel compelled, give yourself 5 press-ups to, get the old cardio working again.
Well, I mean, if you're living a healthy lifestyle, where you're doing like a lot of walking or physical work and things like that, then yeah, I mean But if you're someone that's not very active, then drinking is not very good at all.
No, nothing's any good. Even eating's not even good if you're sitting there and not being active. Yeah, you've got to be active. That's the key. That's why I love the garden, because that's my activity. You know, if there's reasons I can't go out for a power walk or do something else, I have the garden, so I have stuff to do in there. There's always digging to do in the garden.
Yeah, active life. So I quite miss the UK in the sense that you can walk places. I mean, everywhere I went in the UK, I'd always check out the OS maps for the footpaths and the routes and the bridleways and things, you know.
Yeah, the wife. You see, now you've got the wife excited because she loves Ordnance Survey maps. She's strange.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I love them. They're beautiful. Just the whole, the OS maps are incredible. Just the whole layout of them, the way those maps are planned, and the way that you can instantly see every symbol and every little dotted line, and it all makes sense immediately. You know, they're beautiful maps. They really are.
Yeah, I know.
I like maps. I love maps, but the OS Ordnance maps are.
You know, you've got. I have to keep mooting now. You've got the wife excited talking. She's now talking about Ordnance maps to me now.
Yeah, but they're lovely. I used to study. I just used to open these maps up and look at them, and then I'll take them out walking. I used to go walking all across the Welsh mountains, and when I was in Devon on Dartmoor and over on Exmoor and places like that. And so you really get to know. You don't just get to know the land; you get to know the maps. and the maps are they're the most beautiful things. The OS maps, they really are. I can't explain it for someone that doesn't know, but
well, you're see, Teresa's listening avidly, so you've got a supporter of those maps right here.
I mean, I do get jealous for certain things, but yeah, the OS maps. I mean, I really miss all that because here in Brazil, you got no public footpaths, you got no bridleways, anything like that at all. You can't just go off walking places because there's dangerous snakes and all kinds of manner of things like that. Plus, you just can't anyway. You're not allowed to. So, you can't walk by the rivers or anything like that. It's just impossible. So, yeah, that's one thing I really miss about the UK is the just the walkability of just getting up and going on a 10-mile hike and then taking a bus back or something, or just wandering, doing a circuit of places wherever you are, and you can just do that anywhere in the UK. It's beautiful.
And it's gone quiet. See, you've stunned the whole audience about all those maps.
No, I've got to go anyway, guys. I've got to drive to work tomorrow morning.
All right, Ben.
Well, I hope you
go
come
after
back
yourselves.
night, Ben.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what I do. God bless, Ted. Take it easy. You too, Bob.
I won't call you Bim anymore.
Call me what you like, just don't call me douchebag.
Yeah, don't call that one yet. We'll leave that to Kevin.
I don't mind being called boob, really. I find that very
I'm not. I shouldn't call you that. I'm sorry, Bob. In fact, I like Bim actually. It's quite nice actually, Bim.
Some terms are endearing, aren't they? Some are endearing terms with no malice. They're just naughty.
I think it confused that guy. What's his name? Oh, Cliff Matthews. Is it Cliff?
Cliff Richard.
Cliff Matthews.
In that Orlando Fellowship thingy.
Yeah, Cliff Matthews.
Yeah. It got them a little bit confused in there. They didn't know whether I was having a laugh or not. Anyway.
Oh, dear.
I don't mind that fellowship. I've been watching them. I comment every now and then, but I like to watch and listen to what they say because they're almost theologically the same as me. So I don't mind them.
I never heard of this. Was it an online church? Is it Orlando Church or something?
Yeah, I don't like the. I mean, the intro is a bit weird.
Yeah, but I don't care about that. I'm just, when they talk about scriptures, they're pretty much on par with me. Full blown, full grace, and everything. So I'm quite happy with that.
Why did Dave take a liking to this place in particular?
Say it again.
Like, why the draw to this particular?
Well, I only found out because News Unit was playing a stream of them streaming, so he was streaming a stream of them. I never heard of them until then, and what they was preaching was bang on the money, and I was pretty much up with them. But that's good for me because I found another place, a church that believes similar. Whether Dave meant it for good or evil, I don't know, nor do I care. But I found it nonetheless, and I find it encouraging.
Well, yeah, church is actually not teaching some nonsense. That's like a pearl.
Well, yeah, it is. Yeah, you don't find many grace believers or grace communities on the tubes. So when you find one, that's good.
In fact, you don't find much grace on the tubes, do you?
Oh, exactly. The thing is, it's embarrassing that we have to say find a grace community, because in reality, it's the ecclesia, it's the church. You've sifted through all the Catholicism, the Reformed theology, and all these other nonsensical things in betwixt, and you find an actual church. We just call it grace believing because that's what the church is. But the church is actually quite difficult to find, especially on the tubes.
The place I consider my church right now is online. I've been attending for like 2 years now, 3 years, over 2 years, almost 3 years, I think. But when I first found them, I don't agree with the guy completely either. Like, and if I did, I would be worried, like I don't know who I agree with 100%. And that's fine. It's not something of core doctrine. And he openly admits, he's like, everybody disagrees with me on this. He's like, I don't care. He's like, don't bother emailing me. I'm not interested in arguing. It's like, okay. But
one's that? What church is that then? Put it in the private, you don't want everyone to know.
No, it's called the Superior Word online. If you go online, that's the channel. They're in Florida. They're in Sarasota, Florida. But when I first found them, I was in a really bad mood, and I was looking through YouTube channels, and somehow it was like prophecy stuff, and there was somebody with a big beard saying prophecy update, and I thought it was somebody trying to give prophecy. So I was like, let's see what this fool has to say, trying to act like a prophet. But he wasn't doing that. He was just simply reading the news, and sort of the way he frames the news, like every Sunday morning before the sermon, he'll give because he's not a 501c3. He's not a nonprofit like designated organization, so he can say whatever he wants from the pulpit politically, and he does. So like the first half hour every Sunday morning, he goes off. I mean, sometimes I got to avoid listening to it. It's so depressing and irritating just because of it talking about what's going on in the world. They'll have a section for like Daniel 12 technologies, and they'll talk about new different, just the various things while the chat's going,
Yeah, I've just posted a link in the private, Kelvin. Is that the one you're on about there?
Let me see. But when I first saw it, I thought he was like a prophecy nut. But after listening to him for like 45 seconds, I'm just like, wait a minute. I actually agree with this guy. Let's see if I think that is. Yeah, that's them. That's us. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I just want to know. Yeah, I'm being nosy.
They also do it. They have a smaller, or one of the people there does she'll split up his teachings into little minute long, 5 minute long, and it'll be like Bible bites. Cause I mean, he's a great teacher, man. That's what I'm saying. He's an absolutely stupendous teacher. Like he has if anybody looks at that channel and looks at the playlist, he goes through Genesis, Exodus, but if you look at the shorter ones, because he also goes through Job, not Job, Jonah and Ruth, just to give an idea, if you go through a whole book of just of what his style is, because he'll sit there and he'll read the Hebrew, he'll read the Greek, he'll go through what it means, all that kind of stuff. It's pretty cool, in my opinion.
He ain't got ginger hair, is he?
No, he's a Welshman, I believe.
That's a joke. I'm just being silly. I was harking back to the silly thing I said earlier. That's all. But you did say Welsh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, them Welsh, they're dangerous people. Them Welsh, they usually have bald heads and and all sorts.
Yeah, Wales, a place where the men are men and the sheep are nervous.
That's a joke. That's a joke.
Yeah. Who's this superior word then?
That's just some channel that Kelvin, like, it's akin to his like little church. I've not heard of him. I just typed it in.
That's been who I've considered my congregation.
Oh.
I've showed them to you before. I'm sure I have. They do. We do a Thursday afternoon.
What's
and
that?
Sunday morning. It's really cool, solid teaching. But I mean, it's like the complete going through Exodus is like, I think it's like 5 years or something. 5 years worth of sermons.
Yeah, you can read Exodus forever. It's full of stuff. It's full of good meat. Exodus. It's a lovely book, by the way.
Yeah, same way with Genesis.
Oh, I'm blocked on there.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I'm blocked on Fellowship Bible Church Orlando.
Oh, are you?
Yeah.
Oh dear. What have you done there?
Oh, I don't know.
Blame me.
Yeah. It's because of me going in there and having a jibe at Ben in the side chat, calling him Bim.
Oh, right.
Oh, well. All right, Olive. Appreciate you coming over. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, well.
Well,
Steve's gone, hasn't he?
Yeah. He had to go. He got ruptured out.
Yeah. Oh, when did he go?
He was in the chat about 10 minutes ago.
All right. Okay.
But he had to go.
Oh, it's Thursday. Oh, it's Thursday now, isn't it?
But it's now Thursday. Yeah. Is it 5 part? Is it? I can't see it. I need the glasses on. Hang on.
5 minutes in.
Yeah, 5 minutes in. It's Thursday already, eh?
So you're 4 hours different now?
4 hours. Yeah. All the clocks are kind of resettled now, so we're all on par for a little while, aren't we?
I don't know, because the Americans' clocks changed 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Your clocks changed this week.
Yeah.
But their clocks went backwards. No?
No, I think they went forward, but just before us.
No, their clocks went backwards.
I don't know. Like I said, all I know is that we're roughly on par now, I think. So if you're
No, their clocks went forwards. They must have gone forwards.
Yeah, and ours went forward.
Oh, I know what it is. They went backwards a while back. So, do you know what time it is in America? Does anybody know what time it is?
If you're Eastern, that should be. Is it 5 hours difference Eastern?
Okay, so that's they're an hour behind me now. Okay,
I think you have to ask You have to ask Kelvy. I don't know what Kelvy's gone. What's the time, Kelvy? Where you are? Oh, Kelvy's
7:06 p.m.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, 5 hours yet. So 5 hours. So you're on the east, which is handy because that's where I set my time from. When I talk to Americans.
Still daylight, somewhat out there.
Yeah, I do that as well. I set my American clocks to Eastern.
Yes, yeah, same here.
They're the nearest time zone to me. So
yeah, same here. When I do streams, I set it up between a reasonable time in England and Eastern Standard.
Why do you do Central split different?
Well, no, because if you go Central or Western, that's well late. That's like early hours in the morning. Because America's so big, it's like a couple of hours time zones in America, aren't there? Whereas Britain's so small, it's like seconds.
I think America's got 4 time zones. I think
it's Eastern, Central, and Western, and then what else?
Mountain, Eastern,
right.
Central, Mountain, and Western Pacific.
Yeah. All right. So yeah.
So USA's got 4 time zones, I believe.
Yeah, that's complicated. Like we
they have mountain time over there.
Yeah, that's what we just said. Yeah, they have mountain time. I've never even heard of mountain time until today. So I've learned something. There you go. I've learned something.
That's for the mountain.
So Eastern is 1 hour behind us then, because it's 8:08 here now. So, and all through the winter. Well, all through the. Can you hear that?
What was that? Was that thunder?
We've been having thunder all summer here.
Yeah.
Crazy. It's just starting up again now.
I think he's one of those mountain people.
We have breakfast time and tea time.
Oh yeah.
Does that count?
Well, breakfast time and tea time. That's
And lunchtime.
Breakfast time, lunchtime, and tea time.
Exactly. And if you're
the 3 times Brother Bill.
yeah. But if you're a hobbit, you have like 8, don't you? You have like breakfast, second breakfast, 11s, lunch, second lunch, don't you? Them hobbits, they ate well back in the day. Yeah, I won't, mate. I won't forget a dog. Yeah.
Hey, what kind of accents were the Merry and Pippin doing in the movies?
That bumpkin.
Is there any particular that's clearly he's trying to do a blah blah blah, like a Northumbrian whatever?
Well, you get bumpkin's weird because you get a bumpkin accent in Gloucester, a bumpkin accent in Essex, Suffolk, Norfolk, in East Anglia, and you get a bumpkin accent down south. They're all very similar. Unless you know the colloquial.
Yeah, they're not similar.
One sounded real Scottish to me.
The Americans, what I'm saying, unless you know the colloquial like we do, they might not distinguish between someone from Norfolk or a bumpkin round Gloucester or a bumpkin down south. They might not kind of get the. It's fine.
Cornish, Devon, and Somerset are all people lump it all together as West Country, like a West Country accent. But it is not really like that. They're all very different.
Yeah, but I think watching the Hobbits, I think there was more inclined to be like Norfolk. Yeah. My neck of the woods. Yeah.
Because Merry and Pippin, they definitely had different accents.
Yeah, that was like they would be similar to like if you ever came.
Well, one of them's a Took, the other one's a Brandybuck, of course. I mean, they're going to have.
But that kind of language, the way they were speaking was bumpkin Norfolk. So I would think personally.
So the one wasn't really Scottish. That's more. That was more like Cornish, you think? The one that was playing more. The one that was Pippin, I believe, was the more goofy one.
They
Yeah, but-
didn't have Scottish accents.
No, that was certainly bumpkin Norfolk accents.
And then I thought Sean Astin. I don't think his accent was very convincing. I mean, sometimes it was, but other times I was kind of like it was kind of obvious. I mean, they all did a good job. I mean, I couldn't have done a better job for sure. Although honestly, I thought Aragorn was too skinny, personally. The guy that played him. I mean, he did a good job acting-wise, but I don't think he looked the part. Personally. Somebody like Gabriel Byrne would have been like the perfect Aragorn. They probably would have thought he was too old. You know, Aragorn's supposed to be like, what, up 250?
Well, yeah, but he was a duodime, so they didn't look old, did they? Didn't look old.
Yeah, like Gabriel Byrne back in 1998, he could have pulled it off.
I like a bit of Welsh tart myself, I think,
Life of Brian.
Yeah.
Leave that Welsh tart alone. I don't really want to, Mom.
Yeah. Yeah. I like that bit with the raffia work and with the attachment.
Oh, that whole prophet scene is absolutely hysterical. And the blood of the three-headed serpent. Yeah.
All those people, John Cleese, I can't remember the name of the other guys. They've all got degrees: Cambridge, Oxford, Eton. Those guys were very intellectual sort of chappies,
Yeah, but the most obvious one, Samwise Ganges, he's the one that sounds real Norfolk bumpkin. If you want to know what they sound like up in Norfolk in the, in the actual bumpkin areas, that'd be Samwise Ganges.
Cartoon version of Lord of the Rings, the guy that played, whoever did Sam's voice in that, he did that's like exactly, it's like he calls Gandalf, he's like, oh, he's more a play acting spoy. Like he sounds real. I don't know what that is, but that's where it's real. It'll exaggerate it, It sounds exaggerated to me.
Oh.
But that's what they all seem like. But you're right. The whole. So would you associate the Shire with Norfolk then?
I would have. Oh yeah. I would. Yeah. Yeah, I would say yeah, very much based on Norfolk, I reckon.
The Shire.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, it could be any of the shires, couldn't it?
Yeah, but the language,
with the language, yeah, but with the kind of, I don't know, with the the maps and the landscapes and things.
Yeah.
Well, he might have had something different in mind for like South Farthing and North Farthing.
Yeah.
There probably is some subtleties in there that I just would never get reading it. Like when he's like, especially like when he's, although I don't know. I don't think Tolkien really wrote them in the way that their accents are.
Well, probably not. No, but reading the way he Tolkien wrote it, it's like you got the Rohirrim. That they would have been They
like
would
old
have been,
English.
yeah, they would have been the Saxons. They would have been the Saxons, like almost like, but with horses. You know, because you know when the Normans invaded, you know, King Harold was the Saxon king, and William was the Norman king, both English, but that's because we used to own most of France then. So it's two English kings fighting each other, and obviously the Normans had cavalry and lots of it, but the Saxons didn't really have much cavalry. It was mostly archers. So I think Tolkien tried to reimagine the Saxon army, like Harold, like the Rohirrim. That's how I kind of imagine it.
Yeah, the Aethram language was directly lifted off of that. Lifted off of Old English or Old Saxon.
Yeah.
Whatever, New Saxon, Old English, whatever it is. The name's like Guthwine.
Yeah, but the Saxons would have won. They would have won, especially the Battle of Hastings, which was the clear thing, if they stayed on the hill. Their mistake was, you know, Harold, you know, because they were the Saxons were beating the Normans, thrashing them, and they got overzealous, and they charged from the top of the hill down to the bottom, lost the high ground.
You're talking about Harold?
Yeah,
Harold.
now, King Harold and William the Conqueror. But Harold was winning, but he made the mistake. He came off the hill and went down to the lowland, and then that's when they got absolutely massacred. Because on the high ground, Harold's archers, you know, superior. You know, they were shooting down on the enemy. Absolutely. I mean, that was Mullerin. Harold got overexcited. Right, let's charge down the hill. Charge down the hill. You know the story. He got a flipping arrow in his eye. But, you know, the Saxons got, you know, lost, and that was game over.
Do you think that the fact that there was a whole other invasion happening, did he actually split his army and send half of it? And I have no idea what he did, because I know there was another army was invading also.
There was all over the place, but the key indicator was Hastings, where the king was, Harold. And I mean, they were thrashing the Normans. And then he got so haughty, so overexcited and zealous that the battle was won. He lost the high ground. So all these troops come off the hill.
Pure hubris then.
And then lost. Well, obviously he would lost because the Normans were there with the cavalry of the lowlands and, you know, more armoured. Their troops, you know, their foot soldiers were more armoured. You know, that.
Obviously, they lost because my gingerness is here speaking English.
yeah, but he could have won if he would have stayed on that hill. You know, it would have been over, and the Normans would have to. It doesn't matter anyway in English history, because the stupid thing is, although they said the Norman invasion of England, well, England owned Normandy. We owned clumps of France then. So it was an English king, William from Normandy, fighting an English king, Harold. So it's almost, you can class it as a civil war, really. Because they were both.
Wait. Yeah, they were. I mean, that whole coastline was. I mean, they spoke a different language. They didn't even speak French, right?
Well, yeah, because they was British.
French.
Well, yeah, because they was English. No, British is the wrong word. That was before the United Kingdom. But they was English. So you had the English king who settled in Normandy, and when he passed, he had obviously
like the Bald. His name was something the Bald. Harold the Bald, or like because that guy was a different race than whoever the people of Norman of William the Conqueror were a different race than the people that were living over in Paris. You know?
No, we're talking Normandy.
Right, but the difference between the Normans and then the actual Frankish king.
Yeah,
I think it was the Bald during that time. I get them all mixed up. So I'm watching these stupid TV shows that get it all wrong and mess up my brain.
Yeah. Don't. I wouldn't trust. I wouldn't trust TV shows or especially movies to get it right.
No way. But now that I'm actually talking about it functionally, it's like, oh crap, am I remembering the TV show now? Like,
yeah.
I know, but I know that the Normans were their own race versus the Franks. You know what I mean? And they were like, kind of. I mean,
Yeah, the Normans were really a massive family, weren't they? It's a bit like it's a bit like the families that came after, with the Tudors and the Saxons. It's all family. So you got the and of course a few centuries later, you got the War of the Roses with the House of Lancaster and the House of York. Yeah. So you got these family alliances that are playing very strong in these things.
Yeah.
I don't know. Have you ever seen the Bayeux Tapestry, Bill?
Yeah, yeah.
Have you actually seen it? Have you been over to France?
Not actually, no. I've seen it. I've seen it obviously on TV and on the thing, but I've not actually seen it in the actual flesh. No.
No. I went to see it when I was on a school trip when I was young.
All right.
We stayed in France. How long did we stay? It must have been a week or two, something like that. When I was about 10 or 11 years old.
Some channel has animated it. It's very cool.
Oh yeah, that's right. I have seen that as well. But that really, actually being like a 10, 11-year-old child and going and seeing something like that, it really sets you off on an interest, on a journey of wanting to know a bit more about the history and stuff. But yeah, Harold and the arrow through his eye, that's all on the tapestry as well.
Yeah. He wouldn't have got it in his eye if he stayed on top of the hill. They would have won. No. He messed up. Like to talk about the movies, I think I've explained this earlier. If you look at the actual English and Scottish history, which are pretty similar in regard to, King Longshanks of England and William Wallace with Robert the Bruce, it's absolutely nothing like the film.
Oh, no, of course not.
I mean, in reality, William Wallace was a raper and a pillager. He wasn't interested. He sacked York and raped children, burnt children, killed children, that lot, and they make out he done it because his wife was. This is all made up stuff. He was such a vagabond and such a nuisance with his raping and pillaging, especially in the north of England. That's why Robert the Bruce didn't want nothing to do with him. Because Robert the Bruce, although there's also skullduggery and stuff went on there, that was a King v King fight. But this bleeding Braveheart movie making out that the English were like doing this and killed William Wallace's wife and chopped her head off, and they was the ones who raped and pillaged. And that's the opposite. Even Scottish history tells you that. Because Robert the Bruce, who eventually did become King of Scotland and gained independence for a while, couldn't stand William Wallace. It was an embarrassment to the cause.
Like, have you ever known somebody that considered Scottish people like a different race? Or like Pictish people or whatever?
Well, it's a strange history because the Scottish people in that time of history were really the Irish people, because the Picts were wiped out by the Irish and then it became Scotland. But it was the Picts first in Scotland. This is way, way back before William Wallace. The Irish invaded Pictland, which became Scotland, which is really the Irish. and then, well, in actual fact, if you want to find the true, what you would call ancient Brits, you find them scattered around in small parts in Wales and Cornwall. That's where your true Brits are. The rest are like, Saxons, Anglo-Saxons, Saxony, Germanics, French, and everyone else who's come in between. But the true Brits are spots in Wales and spots in like Cornwall and stuff. Yeah, even the wife said Cornwall. But that's the true ancient.
Yeah, Wales means foreigner in Welsh, and if I'm not mistaken, because they call themselves Cymru, and the word Wallace, and actually the word William Wallace, that means William the Foreigner in the Celtic language. And then like Cornwall, because Cornwall is on the horn of the island, so it's the land of the horn, foreigners of the horn, the horn Wallace. You know what I mean? Like that word wall. Same thing with walnut. Like that's it's interesting because Germany is the same way. Like Germany don't call themselves Germans. Like that's a word for like the different words for Germany is just is relative to the people of what they're calling them. Like it's complicated.
Well, yeah, because they had a massive go back years ago. The Holy Roman Empire was massive. Not Rome as in Italy, but the Holy Roman Empire was the Germanic kingdom. That was massive. They had one superior, didn't they, and 7 other kings. It was that big.
It's really for an American to imagine. We're born in behind these. We have set borders. Like, oh, you're born behind these borders.
Yeah.
Or you're an American. What's the problem, bud?
Yeah. And that was the problem.
A lot of Europeans, it's like that's more of a cultural language heritage. Yeah. Truly, that's a whole different thing. I mean, we have some versions of that, but ultimately,
that's why Martin Luther. When the Reformation was getting going, and Martin Luther, now these theses of Whitby and that lot, why it took a long time is because you had one emperor, superior king of the whole Germanic Holy Roman Empire. Then you had 6, 7 other kings, and they all had to be persuaded, and there had to be a majority whether, they was going to continue under the papacy in Rome, or they was going to go their own way, and that's how it happened. The emperor wanted to stay aligned with the papacy, but the other kings in the kingdoms of the Germanic Holy Roman Empire didn't. They liked the idea of Martin Luther and this reform stuff. So that's why a lot of trouble was even there. So much history. Now, anyway, our royal family is basically German anyway.
Is that something that's widely accepted and known, would you say?
Oh, yeah, because they changed the name during the war to Windsor because it didn't sound too German. It was what was it called, Ted? The royal family changed it to Windsor. Saxe.
Well, the Tudors and the Stuarts.
Yeah, later on.
I can't remember.
Saxe Corbin or something like that.
I can't remember now. It's a long time since I looked at English history, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I'll see what I remember. But they had to change the name to the war.
Yeah, so the Windsors.
Something about. Sorry.
What was the name under Victoria?
That wasn't. That didn't become Windsor yet. That was. Oh.
You might have to Google that. Saxe-Coburg.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, Saxe-Coburg. Yeah. So that was Saxe-Coburg until the First World War, and then we decided to go to war with Germany, which was a bit awkward because our royal family was German. So they changed the name to Windsor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But all these monarchs around Europe, they're all related, aren't they?
Yeah, they're all related anyway. Yeah.
The king of.
So, did you know? There's in ancient Persia, there was a people that the Persians called the foreigners, who were called by 2 different names, by 2 different groups that can actually you can trace them by migration, but they're called the Cimmerians, which reminds me of the Cymru, the Welsh later on, hundreds of years later. And then also the people called the Sakas. and it's talking SAKAS or SAKAZ, and then it's like you trace that a couple hundred years later. I think it's the Saxons. I think all these are like tracing back from the original, like biblical lands. Anyway,
I think the Norsemen sold slaves of the Irish and Welsh into the Middle East because the Middle Easterners were very zealous for red-headed women.
All right, they like the redheads.
Yeah. They like pale-skinned red-headed women. So the Norsemen, what you might call the Vikings, used to slave trade. So the capture of the Irish and Northern English and the Welsh as well.
Right.
They would take the women as slaves.
What about the Vandal Kingdom of North Africa? North Africa was overrun by Vikings for, like 100 years or so.
Oh, the Vikings were everywhere. They traded slaves down into Russia, the Middle East.
Well, not like I mean Vandals. I meant to say Vandals, not Vikings.
Oh, the Vandals, yeah. Yeah, well, the Vandals were from.
But they were still like blonde, red hair, I'm sure. So I'm sure they sort of mixed in with the because eventually they just kind of disappeared, like merged in with the North African society by the time the Caliphate came over. Because if the Vandals are like 300s or so, I think.
One thing we know, we can trace everything back to Adam and Eve.
And then the Vikings, when they were coming out, that's when the Vikings were hitting the Muslims in North Africa. Like crazy. It's weird. It's such a it's amazing, really. I mean, history is amazing.
Well, yeah, we've got a lot of history in Europe and England.
That's why I can't get into like I used to like being like fantasy and science fiction, but history is crazy enough when it comes down to it.
Pin it down, yeah. They reckon the Vikings discovered America way before Columbus and all that lot.
Don't you think the Japanese got there first?
I thought it was the Vikings.
I wouldn't be surprised. They get everywhere, don't they?
The Vikings went from Norway to Iceland to Greenland and then onto mainland North America.
Yeah, so I think way before like Columbus and that lot.
Oh yeah, it's like 1,000 years before or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. And not 1,000 years.
200 years.
I think there was an original original wave of people that went out, what we call like all around the world. Bell Beakers one, the Ainu, the Maori comes from it. It's all this kind of tattooed. The Picts is another one, and they're generally darker. But I think that would have been the first wave that went out. As far like I'm thinking biblically as well. And
oh yeah. I was just talking historically, like invasions.
But that would have been like they would have been Hamites, in my view. But then the Japheth people who came out after that, they would have came after the actual. That's why, because if you look at Irish history, for example, they're older. They have different races in their histories. Their mythological history, and their older races are the Firbolg, and they're generally described as darker people, like darker hair.
As long as there weren't no Nephilim there. Because they can lay eggs in your skull when you're asleep. You've got to be careful of Nephilim.
Well, they had the Fomorians, who were described as like hideous monsters, like mutated kind of descriptions. So I think they did kind of have Nephilim too.
Oh dear, sorry. That's I was being naughty about the Nephilim. Sorry, I'm being naughty.
That's like every race and culture from ancient times has some story about. Usually, it's called like a race of shining beings that are teaching man some crazy arts. It's all the same.
Has Bob gone to sleep? Is he?
No, I'm still here.
All right.
No, I'm still here. I'm just
you have like the fairy races, you know. Then you have the shining races from like a lot of the Aryan religions. All the Titans.
Yeah, I still can't get my head around, like, that's what I have to call BS on, like, 350-foot tall people eating people. That's a bit weird, Dave. Yeah, that's a bit strange. But I think that's...
Well, again, I think when the word giants comes in, it's my understanding, personally, at least, that because the word, it comes from gigas. Gigas coming from geo, coming from earth. So it basically means creatures of the earth, implying that that's not their natural habitat is to earth, you know. But when we say giants, we think like Fee-Fi-Fo-Fum, you know, Jack and the Beanstalk giants, which maybe there's something to that because we're told that Goliath was pretty big and he comes from that lot. But I don't think it necessarily means like, you know, Jack and the Beanstalk giant or Jolly Green giant. The unjolly giant green giant.
Ho, ho, ho. Green giant. Can you remember them adverts, can you?
I didn't know you guys had him over there.
Yeah, we had them. Can you remember them?
When I was a little kid, dude, that was so freaking weird. Seeing that. It was a cartoon. When you're a kid, your cartoon catches your eye. I remember seeing that commercial. It was one of the weird non-kid cartoons. Ho, ho, ho. And I was like, that's so good.
We could never afford it because we was poor. Green Giant was expensive as anything tinned. We couldn't even afford it when we was kids.
Really?
Yeah, that was expensive. Green Giant tinned corn.
How can tinned corn be expensive then?
I don't know, but it was cheaper for us to go to that's when we used to have. Can you remember in the old days? They used to actually have greengrocers. I know it's a rare thing now in England, but you used to have greengrocers, and you got the greengrocer and buy like half a dozen, you know, literally corn on the cobs for the price of like just one tin of Green Giant. So we used to go.
Yeah. It's well, yeah, but it's convenient. It's all convenience food is more expensive than raw vegetables. I mean, so it's tin food is. But I don't remember it being particularly expensive.
Yeah, cool. Wait, man, listen, you was lucky, but I mean, it was expensive. I mean, it really was.
It might have been an age where I wasn't paying for food. So,
my
parents were buying food when I was a child. So,
So I remember, keep seeing the advert as a little kid and say, oh, Mum, you got to get this Green Giant corn. That's supposed to be the best. And I remember her never buying it, and she moaned about it's expensive and just got corn on the cob.
Now that you mention it, I remember the adverts. I don't remember ever eating the Green Giant corn.
Yeah.
So maybe it was really expensive. Who knows?
That's why they're expensive, because they pay those advertisement agencies to create those ads to lure the children, to beg their parents to buy the product.
Yeah.
It's a perfect cycle of economics, of capitalism.
So, we probably bought Sainsbury's brand or something in those days.
Yeah, but I think we never. I think it was usually in the end. Mum got that was when the Co-op was quite big. You know, you get like a whole bag of frozen peas. I mean, frozen corn from the Co-op instead, or go to the greengrocers when you're in season. You go to the greengrocers and get it straight off the Co-op.
Yeah, we used to. Yeah, I think people used to eat a lot more fresh vegetables and things back then. Like you say, there were greengrocers everywhere.
Yeah, everywhere, literally everywhere. Even when I was
supermarket, just something you'd add. You know, you do like a weekly shop in the supermarket that would be for buying all your what you call them, your staples. You know, like bags of sugar, bags of flour, things like that.
Yeah.
But you wouldn't buy you wouldn't really buy your vegetables and stuff in the supermarket.
No. It's same sort of thing. When we was kids, that was like tin food, frozen food, and toiletries and stuff from the supermarket. Then across there, go to the greengrocer, get all your vegetables there. then cross over, go to the butcher's to get your actual meat, and then go home.
That's what it used to be like. Bill.
Used to be, yeah. Used to be,
that's how people used to shop.
Yeah, the old days.
When we were a nation of shopping keepers. What was the expression? A nation of shopkeepers or something?
We was then. Yeah, we was though then. Yeah.
And you used to be able to buy bendy bananas before the EU ruled them out as being not straight enough or whatever.
Yeah. But thankfully, we can grow bendy. We can buy bendy bananas and cucumbers again now. Do you know what I mean? That was insane. That was insane. It was. Yeah.
And I remember the old money as well. Before everything was decimalised.
Oh, right. So, what, that was 200. Was it 240 pence to the pound? What was it?
I don't know. I was too young to know the mathematics, but.
Oh yeah, but then it went to 100 pence to the pound, and we lost like over half our money overnight. Yeah, that was worth going into the common market. We lost half our money overnight.
But the coins were beautiful, like the threepenny bits, and what did you have? Half crowns, half shillings, and the crown, crown pieces, and the half. You used to have half crown. What was it?
Crowns are big. Crowns, threepenny bits.
Yeah, the threepenny bits.
Yeah, pennies, half pennies.
Yeah. You actually used to be able to buy something with a halfpenny as well.
Yeah, I remember going to the shops as a kid. For the sweets. Can you remember the blackjacks? Are you even allowed to do that now? Blackjacks, the sweets. There was half a p each.
Yeah, you used to go and have 2.5 pence. 2.5 pence. You used to be able to take to the sweet shop and come out with something like a bar of chocolate. Or something, you know?
Oh yeah.
Is that a halfpenny? Was that the florin?
A florin.
The florin, the one with the robin on it.
Now that was bigger than the halfpenny though. That was the florin.
Florin was a half shilling, wasn't it?
Oh, it might have been. Yeah. It might have been.
Florin was a half shilling. It's either a half shilling or a half crown. I get them mixed up.
I think it was half shilling. Yeah, shilling was the same size as the new 5 pence, not the new one, but the first decimal 5 pence was the same size.
The coins were bigger, weren't they? And even the new coins they made smaller.
Yeah.
And the old pennies, even the new pennies, the decimalised pennies, were if you caught them pre-1973, they were made of copper.
Yeah, they're not afterwards. After that alloy.
After 73, I think, or 74.
Yeah, it went alloy.
I remember one of my art teachers showed me. He had a pre-74 penny and a post-74 penny, and he dropped them, and you could hear one ping like proper copper, and the other ones are dull. Yeah, it's like amazing. And I love coins. Coins are brilliant.
Yeah.
They used to be so like decorative and artistic, you know.
Well, yeah. Oh, yeah. They're not so much. Well, they're getting a little bit more decorative now. When they changed the pound coins to almost the shape like a threepenny bit now, aren't they?
Oh, have they? I don't know. I haven't seen one for years, brother.
Yeah, they were circle when they changed them.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I'm trying to find something for you.
Can't hear him. He's gone off. He's still talking.
So you living over there permanently, are you, Ted?
Yeah, I think so. I don't know because I got I was supposed to be renewing documents this year, so I guess if they let me, I'll stay here permanently. If not, I might come back. So I'll have to go somewhere. So I'll probably come back to the UK. Bill's got his jar of coins with him.
Yeah, I think I have to turn my green screen off to show you. Hang on, I don't know. I'll try it with my green screen. Don't know if you can see it. Oh, I don't know if you can see it. Oh, you probably can't, can you? Oh.
What is it, Bill?
Alfred the Great.
Alfred the Great?
Oh, I have to tell me bloody. Oh,
is that got him baking his cakes in the swamp?
Yeah. Oh, you can't. It's hard to bloody see. It's hard to see with my glasses on. I have to put my reading glasses on now. My actual proper glasses. That's my reading ones. I put my bleeding proper ones on, don't I? So it says.
So you're going to tell me that was that passed down from ancestor to ancestor who was working for Alfred the Great? Is that why you have that?
No, I don't know. I even know how I got this.
No.
Well, I can't really show you either because it's the green screen on. Oh. But that was again. That's when they was actual silver, not like alloy and stuff. It's very thin. Very thin.
Is that literally from the 700s or the 800s?
Well, yeah, that's Alfred the Great struck coinage there. In the olden days.
And what's the value of it? I don't mean the value now. I mean, what currency was it then?
I don't know. I don't know. I need to look it up a bit more, don't I? But I've got some old coins. Because I like coins as well.
So that's the first time that a single king over all of England, or all of the British Isles, rather, or the whatever the islands.
No, that was just England, and that was the southern part of England. So it wasn't north. It wasn't up north.
Except for Scotland and Wales.
No, weren't even as far as York and stuff. It was like Wessex, East Anglia, which there was bartering there because East Anglia, there was a lot of Viking settlers there, and there was to and fro and fighting for ages. And eventually it did settle down. So East Anglia, where I am, you know, that was part of Alfred's kingdom. So down south, so from Wessex down south, Alfred's kingdom, East Anglia, Alfred's kingdom, Mercia was his kingdom, but that was shared. They still had a king, a monarch in Mercia, but they were still subject to the actual king, Alfred. It was the main king. A bit almost like the Germanic thing, where you had one superior king and 7 other kings. England was, like that time, was similar to that. So Alfred was the king of the English, that's Wessex, you know, East Anglia, you know, down south, Mercia, but obviously not further up because the Vikings still, you know, held that sort of area up there, you know, in York and areas. But there's a lot of history. Because each town, often large towns would have their own coinage. Like if you go in our hometown, Colchester, you can go to the bank there and they have a Colchester pound note. So it wasn't all uniform like a whole nation like America was, you know, where you got the dollar. You have pound notes, you know, from a Colchester pound note, a London pound note, You know, a Cambridge pound note, and that was a block about that flipping big, flipping great thing that is. But we still, the only difference now is Scotland have their own pounds. Still are pounds, but their own pounds. They've got back Clydesdale Bank, Royal Bank of Scotland, and Bank of Scotland. So they've got 3 different pound or £5 notes, I think it is now. Whereas we did in England and Wales and places, it's all the standard still. You know, that the standard pound, £5 note.
I don't know. Bank centralization seems to have kind of been the beginning of the end for.
Well, yeah, but that's more of a modern phenomena in England or Britain than what it is in America, because you kind of went there and you had your dollar and that was it. You know, you didn't have, well, you might have done before the Civil War, so you might have had a Southern dollar and a Northern dollar or whatever, but after the Civil War sort of time, you all went into one kind of uniform thing, didn't you? Hence the United States. But we was different in England. Although we was the United Kingdom of Great Britain, Northern Ireland, all that, the official title, you know, certain towns and cities still had their own printed currency.
When we did that, started that central banking stuff, is probably when Bob always talking about they left those British bankers here. That's probably the same one he's talking about.
Yeah, but they're all over the place now. Anyway, Bob, you're making me paranoid. I'm staring at myself.
Yeah, we left behind Rothschild, didn't we?
Turn the camera off. Yeah, look. Have a look. Poke his nose. That's a big nose. There you go. Man, my eyesight is that bad. Even with my finger glasses, I can't read that coin properly.
How much is it worth, Bill, if you don't mind me asking?
I don't know. It's Alfred the Great from Wessex. That's all I know. And it's silver, so I don't even know what currency that would be. But you get a lot of Roman coins still dug up even today, especially in Colchester, because we was the.
What year was Alfred the Great then?
Huh?
What year or range of years period was the
late 7th century.
Late 7th century.
Yeah, so 670, 80, 90, that sort of thing. Late 7th century.
What year was the Wessex Gospels in English?
He was part of it. I know he translated. Let's have a look at. He's the only king to be called great in this country, by the way.
I think he was a Christian. I'll say that.
Yeah, he was. Oh, yeah, he was absolutely Christian.
I mean, there's a lot of people that claim to be, but he seemed to be. You look at what he did, and I think he was a true believer. You know.
I think he was. I'm having a look at this. Hang on, I think.
Like he seemed to make an effort just to spread education, that sort of thing. Preserve history.
Oh no, hang on, what's it? Am I getting my dates wrong? I think I've got Alfred. Oh, I'm getting it mixed up. So now Alfred the Great was 870 odd.
Okay.
It looks like. Yeah. I'm mixing him up with what's his name?
Canute.
No, because that was a similar sort of era.
So the Wessex Gospels circle 1175.
That looks like the bloody coin I've got. Yeah, I've put up Alfred the Great, and it's come out with a coin. And it's almost not quite the same. I'll have a look at that coin now.
What do you think Alfred the Great died in? Like, I'm guessing early 800s. I'm about to look it up right now.
Yeah, 899.
Oh, he died in 899.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Late 90s.
Oh, I'm trying to think who I was thinking of in the 600s.
Was it him during the Great Heathen Army invasion?
Well, yeah, basically the Vikings, yeah.
Well, there was a couple waves. They were originally in the early 700s when, like, the Lindisfarne and the first wave, when they first started, you can read the annals where they're like, oh, these crazy pagans started appearing, and then 100 years later, they're still coming. But by that point, it's like become part of the culture that this is just something that's happening. Horrible stuff reading. Like, just brutal stuff.
There's just invasion after invasion. The Angles, the Saxons, the Danes, the Norse, the Normans, just the Romans, just wave after wave. Wave after wave of different peoples invading the British Isles. But that's the beauty of it, is that's what gives us the English language. It's all these different languages meshed in together. So physical enemies, but the languages became friends and formed, various forms of English over the years.
Right, so I found the coin anyway. It's an Anglo-Saxon silver penny.
Oh, right, okay.
I found it here. Look, hang on, see if I can click on it. I've just looked at because it's obviously bigger on there. And it's this one here I've got. Hang on. Copy that. I'll put it in the private chat. Right. So that's the coin I've got here.
All right.
Exactly, because of the cross in the centre, because on the back side of it, can't make out the front. The front has been worn out quite a lot, but the back, that's exactly that, with a little cross in the square thing in the middle. So there you go. I found out what I've got. So I've got a Alfred the Great silver penny. I haven't got a clue what it's worth, but it's a keepsake, isn't it? I like it. There you go. And that's the exact one. Probably won't be worth as much as that, because the front of it is very worn out, but the back is not so worn out, and I can make out exactly that back.
Hey, that says elf on it. Are we talking about Tolkien earlier?
Alfred.
Because Alfred, I think, literally means elf, friend of the elves.
Yeah. What's that over here? Mr. Earth. What's that?
Or friend of the Alf, the alien life form, like the TV show. Who eats cats?
Friend of the Nephilims.
They came from outer space.
Yeah.
For planet Melmac.
Right, so I'm trying to work out now on a side note who it was that I was getting mixed up with.
There's no cats mentioned in the Bible,
What is mentioned?
There's no house cats mentioned in the Bible.
No, but they've got a greyhound. It's the only dog mentioned, a greyhound.
Oh yeah, greyhound is mentioned in the Bible.
Yeah.
Bill,
It's the female greyhound, though, isn't it?
Bill,
Yeah.
2,100 quid.
No.
That's probably the top end price.
Oh right, this one because one side is clear, one isn't. So we still might be looking at a few hundred quid, don't we?
Mm.
I reckon for that. That's not bad, is it?
A bit more, probably, than a couple hundred. Alfred the Great Silver Penny.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
So you could probably just start digging where you're sitting right now and start finding Roman coins.
Well, you would. There's loads because we was the Roman capital of England, weren't we, Colchester, or Caledonian, as it was called then. So you'll find loads of Roman coins. They're even digging them up now. We go to the odd orchard or whatever. People are always finding.
How old is that
Yeah,
castle?
the Emperor Claudius visited that place.
Bill,
Is that again?
how old is that castle in Colchester?
Well, the original one, which is underneath the one you see now, was at least, at the latest, 300 AD at the latest.
All right.
It's been built, demolished, built, because you had Boadicea sacked it, and then it was rebuilt, and then it's been a very tumultuous in warfare in Colchester almost forever. Because you had the Iceni tribes, and obviously the Romans fighting forever there. But originally under there, it was a temple for one of the Roman gods, and then it was built after the temple into a Roman kind of fortress castle. Then that got demolished, and then built on top of that was the obviously a Saxon one. Then on top of that, after that got demolished, and what we've got left now is the Norman keep. But trace it all the way back, because they've done excavations and they found like all sorts of temple stuff under there. Murals on the made of tiles and that lot, and heating. Got central heating back like in about 1,900 years ago. Central heating. I think how backwards we went after we kicked the Romans out. But you get us a lot of stuff in Colchester. Let's have a look. I'll tell you a bit of the history on here. I'm cheating now. See, all we got left now is just a Norman keep. But yeah, before that it says, currently the largest temple was anywhere in Europe. Foundations by so it was the Temple of Claudius. It was. Which was 49 AD. So there's history there. 49 AD it was built. Temple of Claudius, then a Roman thing, and then blah blah blah, and then it finished off.
Where's the temple that coming from?
Say again.
Where you said there's a temple? You're just saying that's what's there.
Yeah, in our town Colchester, where the castle is, was originally a temple to Claudius.
Nice.
Built
in because he conquered the island. Well, pretending like he conquered. I mean, it's arguable.
Yeah, and it used to be, like I said, it was the Roman capital of what was called Britannia. Then I suppose then it was the Roman capital for a while.
Yeah, are the
It's
streets
not surprising
made
that
up?
they continued building the castle on those foundations, because
Yeah,
the Romans really knew how to lay foundations.
yeah,
Their roads are still, some of their roads are still functioning now 2,000 years later,
yeah.
It's incredible. Their skills at building lasting, at least lasting foundations, maybe not lasting structures, but
Yeah. But we've still got, like I said, in Colchester, we've still got massive parts of the Roman wall still standing.
yeah.
Still there, so back from 49 AD, we know that historically St. Helena, see, well, I was getting mixed up. So the Romans made Colchester their capital in 49 AD, but it wasn't until 300 and something AD that Colchester, starting from Colchester and then the rest of Britannia, became Christianized, because St. Helena came over, which was Constantine's mum, came over with the legions, and she was a convert to Christianity and brought Christianity in through Colchester for the rest of England. But there was probably Christians here before, but we're talking established Christianity. Came started in Colchester and went well throughout England then, or Britannia then. So we've got a lot of history. I'm just annoyed now because we used to be the oldest recorded town in Britain, and we got city status now. So instead of being the newest city in Britain, which we are, we're now classed as the first city in Britain. So they was haggling down because it was the first capital of in Britain under the Romans. So it was technically a city. So it was the first city in Britain was Colchester. But we're so used to being Colchester being the oldest recorded town, because that predates.
Go for it there.
That predates the Romans, you see.
So by reclassifying it as a city, what does that do?
Means absolutely nothing. They just hope and trade, I suppose, because I don't like being city folk now. I've always been town folk. Now I'm city.
Yeah, but now you're no longer the oldest town.
No, so we're the first city now. Instead of we're the first city in Britain.
That's the stupidity of tampering around with.
No, messing around with history. Yeah. So if I go Colchester now, if I put in just Colchester, all right, look now. Oh, this UK. What am I doing? Let's go Colchester. Yeah, I'm trying to get the right exact phrase now because I'm still so upset they've ruined it. Yeah. Yeah, so now it's called, instead of Britain's oldest recorded town, which it has been forever, they've had to rename it, and they're called Britain's first city.
But it wasn't Britain's first city.
Well, yeah, but according to them, because the city status wasn't until the Romans came here. So we're Britain's first city.
Yeah, it wasn't.
What was actually okay before they changed the status? What was Britain's first city? Must have been London, surely, or something like that.
Well, It would have been because they went from Camaldonian, which is Colchester. Then the Romans, because of the River Thames was bigger than obviously the Colne, they then moved from Camaldonian to Londononium, which is London. So they made London their capital. So,
okay, I got you. So
yeah,
the word city comes from citizen, which is Roman, yeah, it's Latin, isn't it?
Yeah. So we was the first city, and then the second city was then Londononium instead of Camaldonian.
Where the word town? Where does that come from? Does that predate Latin?
I don't know, but I think town is older because
I think so. Yeah, I would have thought so.
Yeah, and I think that's diddled as hell.
So yeah, they're messing around with. So Colchester was a settlement before the Romans.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Look, that's the heathens, the Iceni tribe, and all the other tribes.
So it was a town before the Romans.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, they're messing around with your history, mate.
And I don't. Yeah, it's horrible, isn't it? Because, like I said, we've now lost the oldest recorded town.
What they're doing is they're playing around with language, and I don't like that.
Yeah.
And I know people know I don't like that.
Yeah.
Have they ever dug up a hill fort there? A Celtic hill fort? That's pre-Roman.
Oh yeah, there's lots. If I go Colchester, I wonder if it Colchester history. I wonder if
because hill forts are famously like they're kind of like city states, or because each tribe kind of just walled itself off from the other tribes and left a lot of land in between them, and understandably so.
Yeah, the hill forts predate the Romans for sure.
Yeah.
See, stuff like that reminds me of like apocalyptic. It's like all of a sudden it's like, all right, we're just gonna keep away from our neighbors because they're probably gonna try to kill us. You don't trust anybody. Well, that's the thing. If the Romans were doing stuff there, there's also a likely chance they wiped out any kind of evidence of an older settlement with their own foundations.
Yeah.
Like if anything, it's probably on the highest. But the fact that it's called Colchester, because Castor means it was also made into probably a Norman keep, because the word Castor.
Oh yeah, it was a Norman. Yeah, it was. Yeah, that's all that's left. The Colchester Castle was just a keep.
So that's probably where the hill fort was, because it was usually on top of a raised location.
Oh, some of these I don't. So it was the Celtic fortress, Camaldonian. All right, 20 BC. So it would have been that's what would have been the oldest recorded town. So 20 BC, it was the Camaldonian under the bleeding.
They probably had chariots. They ever find any chariots around there?
Oh, they found all sorts they found. So we got. So in Colchester, obviously there's coins and that lot from Tas Kivonus, the king of a Catabaluni tribe, was there before the Romans. And his land was from Essex through to Hertfordshire and Suffolk. and lands located in Greater London. So that was he was the king of, well, because it was the capital, he was the king of back in them days of Colchester and that area. So he obviously had an encampment fortress there. Then obviously the wars went on, didn't they, between the Romans and the ancient
It's weird to
British.
think of pagan Britons like wearing war paint, dancing around fires.
Yeah.
It's so strange.
And then it became, later on, as just said, it was the Roman capital province of Britannia. And its temple, the largest classical style temple in Britain, was built there. In 60 AD. And the Roman authorities used the death of the Iceni, this was the Iceni tribe, king, Prasdugius, whatever it is, as an excuse to take Colchester, seizing it from the old Icenes. The Iceni client to stay, because he, from his widow, Boadicea, and the Iceni, yeah, that's all happens. I'll tell you, it all happened in Colchester back in the day. Yeah, there's all stuff going on where Boadicea and all these tribes and that lot, and Boadicea lost, didn't she? And, yeah.
Do you know Aussie Gold?
Say again.
Do you know Aussie Gold?
Oh yeah. I've seen them for a long time.
Oh no, I don't. Oh no, sorry, on there. So I thought you meant you was talking about gold, about Colchester. There was some gold, Aussie Gold. Sorry.
There's no Aussie Gold in Colchester, brother.
No Australian.
It's far too early for the Australians to have invaded us at that point.
Yeah, that was way before the time. Yeah, I'm having a look now. I don't think.
Hey guys, I'm going to get on actually because I'm hungry and I need to eat, do things like that.
Yeah.
Bill, I'll see you Saturday. Yes.
Yeah. And I'm going to go to bed myself as well.
Okay.
So I think I'm going to stream on my channel Friday.
Okay, cool.
One of them, not sure what, but so yeah, Friday on mine and Saturday on yours.
Perfect.
All right.
Okay, thanks, Bob, brother, for hosting this very interesting discussion. I appreciate being part of it. And Kelvin, thank you for your company as well, brother.
Yeah, take care.
God bless you. Good night.
All right, look after him. There you go. So I'm going to love you and leave you as well, Bob and Kelby.
Yeah, I'm going to go. It's
20 Yeah, God willing, I'll catch you up tomorrow then.
Yeah, okay, Bill.
All right, mate. Look after yourself and God bless.
Sure, thank you.
Take care.
Look after yourself, Kelby. God bless.
I'll see you. Hopefully, you'll come round tomorrow, Steve, if you're not busy. I'm ending the stream now. I think I'm going to make it private and then edit it. I'll see you later.